If you're a Sewing Street or Yarn Lane customer, no matter how many times you check out in one day, you will only pay one postage and packaging. So don't wait to add the item you want to your basket and check out. You will only pay one P&P even if you check out multiple times in one day.
We know that shopping online can be a confusing and sometimes daunting task, and sometimes all you want to do is talk to a human being. Well, our family-run customer service team are on call 24/7. They're full of friendly, warm-hearted individuals, all trained to make your shopping experience as easy and as enjoyable as possible. And not only will they take your order, they will also help and guide you on your shopping journey, so you never miss out.
Are you a fan of Sewing Street and Yarn Lane? Why not join our growing Facebook fans pages? Just search Sewing Street Fans and Yarn Lane TV Fans on Facebook and click Join Group. It's that simple. Never miss out on the latest news and updates from our presenters and guest designers, special offers and plenty of chat with your fellow fans. Share photos of your makes, ask for advice, interact with your favourite guests and presenters, and be a part of the ever-growing sewing and yarn community. See you there!
If you'd like to get in touch with us during our live show and send in any messages or any questions, then you can do it on studio@sewingstreet.com. Alternatively, you can message us on our official Facebook page.
Sewing Street have our very own app. You can now watch and shop from anywhere. Simply download the app from your app store onto your smartphone or tablet, then log in or create an account, and you're done. You can watch us live from anywhere, browse all our recently played items and pre-orders so you never miss out on any show deals, and message the studio to say hello at any time. And remember, you can check out as many times as you want and only pay one P&P all day.
If you're a Sewing Street or Yarn Lane customer, no matter how many times you check out in one day, you will only pay one postage and packaging. So don't wait to add the item you want to your basket and check out. You will only pay one P&P even if you check out multiple times in one day.
Morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is like, you know, one of those things where there's a swan swimming on a still lake and it's really peaceful and calm. Then underneath the water, the legs are going like that. It's a bit like that this morning. I'm having my hair cut on Friday. I know, if I can get enough petrol to get there. Anyway, good morning, good morning, good morning. Shall we start with today's early bird? Elliot's directing everyone. Early bird, now you know the early bird's a little bit different now. We crashed the price now. I know. So here we go. What is it you're asking? Oh, that was a bit funny, wasn't it? Mary Ellen's Best Press, $11.99. That's how much it normally sells for. This is the scent free. It's the big bottle with the squirty. Yours this. Let's crash the price then. Let's crash the price. Let's get ourselves going. Okay, here we go. It'll take forever to go down. GOYV84 is your item code number, and your new price is $9.99. That's just till midnight tonight. Remember, midnight tonight, and then it goes back up to $11.99. $9.99. I know. Now, what do you use it for? Use it to spray your fabrics, so give them a little bit of starch. If you're doing lots of things on the bias, it's easier to cut and sew. £9.99. Remember, once you bought this and you've checked out, that's your P&P paid for the day. So whether you come in and buy a cross-stitch guild kit, if you come in and buy anything from Yarn Lane, if you come in and buy Bird of the Month, anything like that, your P&P is covered for the whole day. Have you indeed? £9.99. It's Mary Ellen's Best Press, scent free. I know. So, you know what? What's she called, that woman? I'm on with her next week. Wendy Orlando, she swears by this. Everything what? She swears. Wendy Orlando? No, she doesn't. She hasn't got a swear word in her body, that one. £9.99. £9.99. Right. Good morning, everybody. Julie says hello. Susan says hello. Janet says hello. Marie says hello. Fiona says hello. Cousin Susan. Claire says hello. Lovely shirt, she says. Anne says morning. You're looking well. Thank you, Anne. Jenny says good morning. Doreen says good morning. Yeah, because yesterday was my first day back, right? Back here. Let's do the first day back here. I had to do a double shift. Did the shift here. Then I went to jewellery maker. Got caught in the rain. Didn't take a new shirt. I know. Anyway, £9.99. Keep going through. Keep going through. It's today's early bird. I've told you that. 1p for everything you buy. I know exactly. Paula says good morning. Suzanne says good morning. Marina says good morning. No good mornings for little Paul. It's the boys in today. Well, I say boys. Little Paul, who's 40. Elliot, who's 40. And me, who's 39. 9 times. It was Elliot's birthday of the weekend. He's still suffering. Remember, it's not yours till you check out. Good morning, Michaela. Morning, Jan. His birthday was on Sunday. £9.99. He's 40, I told you. I can't get you. Right, okay, so Elliot's 30, really, right? Elliot's 30, and Paul just went, blimey, you've had a hard life. Says Paul, who's 40. £9.99. Good morning, John and crew. Love the shirt, says Helen. Thank you, Helen, my love. Keep going through. Right, please make sure you check out. It's not yours till you check out. Don't wait, because you only pay 1p and p for the whole day, remember. So check out, and then you're done for the day, aren't you? £9.99. It's brilliant, isn't it? Lovely. And it's sent free if you don't want one of those vanillas or those lavenders or any of those. Nope. Sent free at £9.99. Good morning, Paul and Elliot, says Claire. Claire. Good morning, Claire, says Paul. Gerardine says, hi, John. What's Shirley and Kenneth planning for their next trip? Great to have you back. Oh, do you know what? We've decided next year, Gerardine, we're going to go to California in May and we're going to go to Kefalonia in September. Load says, morning, John. Sat making velvet pumpkins. Not sure why. No, I'm not sure either. Your rings would look lovely on velvet pumpkins. Anne says, morning, John and boys. Will be a great day with you three. Princess says, good morning. Oh, Princess, how's the cat? The cat was poorly. Loki was poorly this week. Anyway, keep going through. Loads of you there. Loads you got in your baskets. £9.99. Mary Ellen's Best Press, sent free, 499 millilitres. Keep going through lots. Okay, we're staying on this. Keep going through, though. It's your early bird. Remember, once you bought that, your P&P sorted for the day. I'm right thirsty this morning. You check out. I'll just have a slurp of my water. £9.99. Shouldn't be looking for. Chris says, morning, John. When can I buy the bird of the month? You can buy it now. Everything's on pre-order, isn't it, Paul? Yeah, everything's on pre-order. You can buy it now. What's the matter? I'll show you how to do it in a minute when we go through how you get in touch. Sylv just popped in, say good morning to all the boys before I head off to work. Kate says, morning, handsome chaps. Brought this, going to try for the first time. I'm going to try it for the first time. You'll love it. You'll love it. It gives when you spray it onto your fabric, it gives it a lovely kind of, not finish, but it's kind of easy to work with. If you're old like me, you'll remember Fabulon. It's a bit like that. Amanda who'd lost her sewing mojo. Morning, everyone. Is it right, John, you're getting a dog? I am going to get a dog one day. Not today. I'm going to get a lurcher. But not yet. Not yet. Because it wouldn't be fair because I'm never in. Look at yesterday, right? I left my house at what? What time do I leave for here? 5:30. No, I'm not saying sorry, but I'd have to leave the dog at 5:30. I did my shift here, did my shift at jewellery maker, went to Waitrose, didn't get home till what? 6:30. Can't leave a dog that long, can you? I can't bring it with me. I'm having a lurcher. That's not a handbag dog. Margaret says, morning, John, Paul and Elliot. Sounds like half of the Beatles. Why, with the 6 Beatles? Judith says, good morning. Sharon, who's just moved house, she says, morning, Mr. Scott. Patricia says, morning, John. Lovely to see you back. Thank you very much indeed, Patricia. $9.99. Well, are they not on the white box yet then? $9.99. There you go. Morning, John and crew from Judith in Devon 4 minutes ago. We haven't got lavender this morning. We had lavender yesterday, but it's only this one that's the early bird. Okay, right, we're moving on. Let's have a look at today's menu. On the menu, here we go. So, in this first hour now, we've got sewing room tools, right? That's just me on my own. Then at 9 o'clock, Jane Greenoff joins me. Jane Greenoff joins me at 9 o'clock. And now in the first hour, Elliot, we have got this. And we've got this. Have you got the right ones? And we've got this. And have you got anything else for the first hour? Yeah, okay. Loads of gorgeousness for the first hour. For Jane's first hour at 9 o'clock, that is. Then at 10 o'clock, we got Bird of the Month, Goldcrest, with the ultimate book cover. Designed by Amber Makes. Rebecca Reid is here. Only she's just arrived, right? She's literally just arrived. She's got chocolate down her jumper and she's molting her hair. But apart from that, she's fine. So that's 10 o'clock. Then at 11 o'clock, Jane's back with more gorgeous cross stitch, which are a couple of these. I'll show you a few of these. There you go. Mini cushion there. Oh, and little, oh, that's lovely, that one. Look at all that. Oh, it's beautiful. Anyway, then what have I got then? Oh, then we go to Yarn Lane. Then we run all the way down to Yarn Lane. The menu, please. Come on, Elliot. At Yarn Lane, Snuggle Toys with Catherine Wright. Penguins and all sorts in that hour. There they are. So you can, now, just so you know, they're all, you put them on pre-order, have you, Paul? Yeah. So you can buy that as a kit to make all four, or we've got all four of those individually. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll go in Elliot's speed. And there's the, well, they're not really polar bears. There's a big one, little one, in one kit in white, and we've got them in brown. They're called traditional teddy bears. Anyway, that's that. So there are 3 ways you can get in touch. The first way is by email. studio@sewingstreet.com, studio@sewingstreet.com. You can send me a message on Facebook Live, which ones I've been shouting out. So let me just do a couple more of those. Anne says, how you going with the squares? Will you need more? Lulu says, morning, John and crew. Have a lovely day. John, you'll have to bring the dog to work. I can't bring the dog to work. The squares for Amal's skirt, there's hundreds of them. If you want to do more, then the more the merrier. The more the merrier, but they do need to be in by next week because it's the end of the month, isn't it? But they need to be in by the end of the month. Or the big first week of October, anyway. So that's that one. And then the third way of getting in touch, you go to the website, www.sewingstreet.com. Then what you do is you click on the live show, and then you see a little box on the right-hand side there. You write your message there, press send message, and that will go through. And they're the ones in the white boxes that we show on the bottom of the screen. So now, if we scroll down the page, you will see at the moment there's only one column. There will be 2 columns in a second. One that says show deals, and one that says pre-order. On the pre-order is everything for the next 4 hours. So there is the first hour, which are all of the sewing room tools. There's the 450 sewing machine. Now, look, I've got an announcement to make, right? You're saving £20, and they have changed the split pay rules to 4. You can get it, so it's £300, was it? £300 by 4, whatever that is. Right, how much is it? £300 by 4, £75. Anyway, we'll sort that out anyway. Then we've got Jane with her cross-stitch detailing there. Beautiful. Then there's Bird of the Month. Now, this month's Bird of the Month is September's Bird of the Month, just in time, really. But we have got all the others available there that we've done so far. There's Jane Greenoff, second down. Now, if you can't find the one you're looking for, just keep looking, right? Because they'll all be there. Right, so that is everything on the website there on pre-order. So please start buying now if you want to buy the Goldcrest. Goldcrest, is that right? Goldcrest, yeah, Goldcrest. Then please do. Now, eventually, if you wanted to, you'd be able to make that quilt. I know, it's lovely, isn't it? Right, I think that's... Oh, blimey, we're very early starting the show. We're normally about 1/2 by now. It's only 1/4. Yeah, but... Right. So, where shall we start now? No, that's over there. Right, I'm going to start with this. 100 paper piece quilt blocks, because when Rebecca Reid launched this, she sold hundreds of these. Now, what they've done is all the different designers have all contributed different... Joe Carter's got some patterns in here as well. Lorraine says, good morning. Anne says, got my bird of the month. My kids love having fabric-covered books. So excited to have a new pattern to make. The little pocket inside the cover is a very kawaii, they say. Kawaii, I've never heard of that. Kawaii. There's the pocket inside. Kawaii. Don't know what that means. Anyway, back to the book. 100 paper-pieced quilt blocks. Fun foundation paper piece blocks for happy sewing. There's 100 of them here. Now, they're all in... blocks. Look, the blocks are in garden, creatures, food and drink, weather, celebrations, kitchen, out and about, fruit, and hobbies and leisure. And then there's also projects in here as well. Coasters, cushions, purses, tote bags, hoop, pouch, table runner, apron, craft basket, grapefruit hot pad. Not quite sure what that is. Anyway, isn't it brilliant? Look at that lovely angel. My friend Shamoy Mary would like that. She loves angels and she loves FPP as well. So, or each of the blocks, did we say they're 6-inch blocks, these? I'm sure they're 6-inch blocks. Don't know where I've got that from now. Anyway, here we go. Oh, here we go. Oh. From here. Apparently Susie Duncan's made the cat. Didn't know that. Tree. Leaf what? Yeah, it's only been on twice. Toadstool. But look at all the different designers there. Sarah Ashford. Sarah Ashford. Kitty Wilkins. Lindsay Chico. Kitty Willow there. Kitty Wilkins. Sarah Ashford. Oh, I thought they were all different designers. Oh, there you go. Joanne Hart, the Beehive. I know, Birdhouse there. Feather. Message from Julie. Morning, John. Nurse Julie here. Love to see you. And hi to the boys. Just settling to relax with you for the morning. Perfect, says Julie. Oh, how are you, my lovely? There you go. Joe Carter. Kitten. It's a kitten by Joe Carter, I know. Juliet van der Heijden. Look, it's brilliant, isn't it? Dragonfly, butterfly. Now, all of these, you can photocopy these onto your foundation paper piecing, and I'll show you that in a second. Paper. Oh, let's have a look at some of the maids. Okay, it's out of the book then. There's the cat. Oh, is that the one we just showed? The Joe Carter cat. There you go. There's that one. I say. So, strawberry martini, that one, I think. Well, do you put a daiquiri in a champagne glass? In a cocktail glass, sorry. No idea. We've got no idea. Anyway, oh, that's nice. Owl, goldfish. Oh, Joe Carter, the goldfish, look. Another message. Hi, John, great to see you back. You're looking good, from Dee in Suffolk. Thank you, Dee, my love. You should see me with no clothes on. Well, in fact, yesterday morning, you nearly did, didn't you? Oh, look at the ladybird. Now, the ladybirds I know are spotty. Oh, what does Rebecca Reid want now? What do you want, Rebecca Reid? Oh, she left her laptop. Oh, we don't want to be looking at that, do we? Milkshake, pretzel. That's nice, isn't the pretzel? Pizza slice. Lemonade. Aren't they lovely? They're all fantastic, aren't they? Donut or duff nut. Ice cream. Popcorn. Well, it's the food section that way. Pie. Lollipop. Have we done flowers? Did I miss flowers? Rainbow. Yeah, go on then. Oh, there's the cocktail one. Sorry, there's the cocktail one. I'll find the rainbow one in a minute. Avocado. Smoothie. Popsicle. Sunshine. Sunglasses. Did I miss the flowers? Cloud. Umbrella. Oh, no, you didn't say umbrella. Umbrella. Rainbow. Paint the whole world with a rainbow. Raindrop. On roses and whiskers on kittens. Mittens, even. What was that funny noise? Heart. Aren't these brilliant? Shamrock. Imagine if you made a quilt with all of these on them. Easter egg. Pumpkin. That's good for next week, isn't it? No, not next week. Next month. Sorry, next month. New home. Gift box. Reindeer. What? Oh, okay, ball's board. I won't go through all the rest then. I want to know where the flowers were. Oh, here we go. Canoe, cactus, strawberry, lemon, grapefruit, pineapple, apple, pear, watermelon, cherry, sewing machine, vintage iron. What do you want to see? The crocodile? Is there a crocodile in here? There's the raccoon. Oh, we've done that. That was right at the beginning. Gorgeous. £15.99. Now, if you're going to do that, you'll need some of this. This is your Carol Doax foundation paper piecing. Paper. 100 sheets in there. You can put this in your photocopier. It's brilliant because when you're doing your foundation paper piecing, the needle goes through it really easily. It's quite sturdy, but when you come to rip it away, it rips away beautifully. I know. $14.99. Moved on now. Don't need that. Thanks, Elliot. $14.99. Is that this paper? Is it definitely this paper? Well, you can show it then. That's it being used with the printing on. Remember, these sheets are not A4. They're 8.5 by 11. Because that's American. Lightweight, absorbent, and non-coated. You're none of those things. Well, absorbent, yeah, because you drink a lot. Lightweight, well, you are a bit of a lightweight. You're not lightweight, but you... Yeah, no, but lightweight, not in a good way. And non-coated. He hasn't got a coat on today. $14.99 for those. It's 100 sheets in there. Hello, new buyers. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's because I've turned the aircon off to stop me coughing and now started sniffing. I've stopped taking my hay fever pills as well now because I thought it's October next week. I won't need hay fever pills for October, will I? Paul's has kicked in big time today. $14.99. Now, something else that's back in stock, which you're going to love. Oh, who turned the iron on? I just went to grab it then, Elliot. Yep. Look. No, Elliot, he just did the ironing for Jane this morning, so we have to say thank you to him for doing that, you see. What? Are you sure? There's only 7 of these left. Now, the thing I have to point out big time is on the box and on the picture on the website, it's got a European plug. Yours will not have a European plug. It's got a 3-pin plug on it. I would open it, but there's only 7 left, right? Hang on, let me get a board out, and then I can show you here, right? Right, this one's on, so I have to be a bit careful. There you go. There it is. Now, you see on the picture, European plug. Yours won't have a European plug. Yours has got a 3-pin plug on it. Does come with a little carry case, does come with a little jug. Right, so as you can see here, that's where the water goes in. There are your little windows to say how much water you've got in there. That's your steam on, steam off. That's your temperature guide there. The little red light comes on here, goes off so it's ready to iron now because it's hot enough to iron. There's a little clip on the side there. So when you have finished and it's cooled down, you put the wire around, put the wire through there. It's got 1.5 meters of wire attached to a 3-pin plug. And then when you iron, it's got this really, really lovely soft base, like a silicon base around there. If you do have dexterity issues, fantastic to hold on to. I can't tell you how hot this iron is. Elliot's got it on max. I'm just going to turn it down a little bit. 26.99. What'd you say, Paul? Right, I've got 4 left. 4 left. That's all I've got left now. And then, of course, there's your steam holes there as well. Remember, putting it in your basket does not mean it's yours. It's only once you've checked out it's yours. 26.99. I know, it's brilliant, isn't it? We had so many people. Have we got any FIFUs for this? Because so many people have got it and said that it's just absolutely brilliant. 26.99. Mini steam iron with your pouch. There's only 3 left. What? Oh, just unplugging it now so we can have... There we go. So there you go. Make sure you check out on that. Make sure you check out on that. Now, I've moved desks because this, again, very limited. Very, very limited. Now, we always say, don't we, get a cutting mat that's the biggest cutting mat you can get, right? This is 100 by 150 centimetres, right? Because they put it in metric, but they've also put it in inches. 56 inches by 36 inches. And then you've got your 2.5-inch strip here. You've got your 45-degree line. You've got your 60-degree line. Morning, John. The iron is brilliant. I wouldn't be without it, from Bev. There you go. That's the iron. Make sure you check out the iron. That was the last one. So, split pay. Look, split pay, £56.66. 3 split pay. No interest charge whatsoever. And it is sent to you. It is sent to you the minute you've paid the first one. No, now that is not going to fit through your letterbox, is it? Indeed, it is not. Yeah, and also £3.95 postage packaging. Imagine if you went to the post office, how much you'd have to pay for that to be posted. So anyway, this is your self-healing cutting mat. Got metric and it's got inches on it, but I've only got 2 left. Yeah, it's that big. We've maxed out on the camera angle, look, you see. Isn't it lovely? Jason Vaughan was in a few weeks ago. And we sold out. We've got 2 left. That's all. 2 of these left at £169.99. When was that? Well, that wouldn't have been when Jason was in then. Right, be careful, be careful, be careful. Remember, put it in your basket does not mean it's yours. Okay, leave that with you. Right, just do a close-up of the pins on that table for me, Elliot, next. I've got more to do over here. See, now, these magic pins, every time... I tell you who uses these a lot. Susie Duncan. And every time she uses them, people say, oh, you've got the pins in, you've got the pins in, you've got the pins in. Well, we've got the pins in. We've only got that one size in today. Very popular on pre-order. Very, very popular on pre-order. Half the stock is in baskets. Half the stock is in baskets. Keep going through, keep going through, keep going through. Look at it, there they are. I will be with you in a minute. I'm just sorting something out over here. Now, they're really good for quilting, you see. You can see that because you can iron over those handles. Rightio. I'm just sort of sorting something out over this side. I'm back now. I'm back with you now. Loads of these in baskets, half stocking baskets, £10.99. You get the little storage case with them. Hang on, there should be one out here. Look. I haven't got one open. I mean, look. So there they are. That's when it comes in the little case like that. It's cute, isn't it? Right? So these are the 1 3/4 inch length ones, quilting pins. You can iron over that little bit at the end there. Brilliant. 50. You get 50 in there. Excellent product for quilting. It wouldn't be without them, says Jennifer. There you go. Crafter in Northumberland says, a lovely pin to the quilter with the added security of the thicker end for insertion and removal. Love them. Great to use, especially for quilting, says Elsa in Buckinghamshire. She'll be posh. These are my favourite pins, says Patricia on the Isle of Wight. Oh, no. Oh, my Facebook is frozen. Oh, yeah, I wonder why it gone so still. Hang on. I wondered why I wasn't getting any messages. There's a picture of me just sitting on the table like that, not moving. I've lost it completely, Elliot. Oh, hang on. Sewing Street is live now. Says live, but no picture. $10.99. Right, there's only 6 left once you've all checked out. 6 left, and goodness knows when we're going to get them in again. I know, $10.99. Rightio, I'm moving over to this table now. Now, yesterday I had the sewing machine out, didn't I? We didn't have time to put this in. So put the graphics straight in, Paul. £299 now. Right, first of all, you're saving £20. You're saving £20, first of all, right? So it takes it to £299. But wait, look. Oh, hang on. That's wrong. Paul, where's the 4 split pay? Right, okay, we got a phone call earlier to say they were changing it to 4 split pay. Let me tell you about the machine. I mean, you know, well, it's £299. You don't have to take split pay if you don't want to. You're getting £20 off. They did message earlier saying that they were doing it in 4 split pay, which would make it £75 4 times. The way it is at the moment, it's 3 split pay at £99.66. Is anyone in yet? Okay. Right, let me take you through the machine because it's an Elna 450 this. The first time we had this machine... there it is. First time we had this machine, we sold 40 of them in the first hour. In fact, they sold out. Jane sold every single one of them out. It was before last Christmas, right? So, let me just see what you get with this one. Here you go. I'll just put this in shot from upstairs. You do get... Oh, actually, I don't need to show you this because Paul's done me a slide. Yeah, Paul's done me a slide as well. Look, so what you get with this machine is the standard foot A, the zipper foot, the satin stitch foot, the sliding buttonhole foot. You get bobbin, seam rip-up, needle set, spool holder, spool pin, additional spool pin, screwdriver, lint brush, foot controller, and soft cover for £299. Now, obviously, it's got Elna experience, so you know the quality you're going to get. Now, let me just show you something, right? Because I just did this by accident a minute ago. I haven't got the foot on, right? Now, how many machines, like starter machines like this, can you get and do this, right? Watch, you ready? There's no thread in it. There's no thread at the moment. But you can sew without the foot pedal if you want to. So what else do you get in this one? So here we go. If you go along the front here, that's your start-stop button if you don't want to sew with the foot pedal. It comes with a foot pedal. Here it is. And if you plug it in, you can no longer use the start-stop button because you can use the foot pedal with it, you see. £299 for £20 off, I know. Right, back to the front of the machine here. So you've got your reverse. You've got your da-da-da-da-da-da lock stitch. You've got your needle up, needle down position. And then this here is you go faster, go slower. These are all the stitches that you have on your machine. Now, if you see here, you've got mode here, right? A mode button here. Let me just lean around. You've got a mode. Let me do it from this side. A mode button here, right? So that's your number of stitch. I'll come to that in a minute. So you've got zigzag, 2.5 width. But you can change the width of the zigzag by doing that, right? Press the mode button again. You've got your straight stitch, right? So you can make it longer, make it shorter. But then if you do this mode button here, you've got 30 stitches here, 30 stitches. So say you want to do 28, want to do that satin stitch 28, you literally just go like this, 28. Oh, there you go, 28. That's how you do it. So it's got straight stitch, it's got zigzag stitch, it's got quarter-inch stitch, sorry. You've got a buttonhole on there. You've got some decorative stitches. It's got all sorts to go on there. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. You got a gubbins box, look. You got your lovely gubbins box there. Now on this, and this is what is amazing, right? For a £299 entry-level machine, you get a top-loader bobbin, exactly the same as the one on my 680. Now my 680, how much was it? £1,200, £1,100. See what I mean? It's just fantastic, isn't it? You've got your presser foot there. And, look, even on this one, you've got your extra high setting as well. Hang on, what's this here? Oh, no! Needle threader! It's got a needle threader as well. So it's £299. Is that, now, so it's £299, is that with the £20 off? All right, but they were supposed to make this 4 split pays. Yeah, 319 is what it was. It's now £299. Brilliant price, under £300. Under £300 for a starter sewing machine. But also, we're saying here it's 3 split pay, but Hayley did ring and say they were going to put it onto 4 split pay. Right, here's a couple of slides Paul's made for you. Computerized spelt wrong. Computerized sewing machine, 30 stitches, 5mm width, 3-arm configuration. Horizontal rotary hook, that's your bobbin, put your bobbin. Built-in needle threader, 4 direct access function buttons, 2-digit LCD screen, LED lighting, sewing speed up to 820 stitches per minute. What's the matter? There you go, simple operation and invaluable functions. All the things that I've told you about on the machine. One more. There you go. Oh, where's the extension table? Didn't say that comes. Oh, hang on. No. No, that's not this one. That's not this one. You don't get the extension table. Let me just check. I don't think you get the extension table with this one. Yeah. Anyway, don't worry. You don't get an extension table with this one. If you've got it in your basket, please check out because there's always to miss out. Still 1p a piece. If you've already come in and bought the pins, say, you've paid your P&P, that's it. Oh, right, this comes direct from Elna. They're in stock. They're in Stockport, on the shelves in Stockport, ready to be shipped out. If you take up the split pay option, it will be sent to you after the first split pay is taken. It comes with a 2-year warranty from Elna. That's a manufacturer's warranty, remember, manufacturer's warranty. Not if you break anything, but if the machine breaks down. Oh no, hang on. Carry on looking at that machine.
Good morning, John.
Good morning. Oh look, it's updating. Hang on.
If you click on it, I'll have a little look.
Yeah, you can't go to Facebook.
Mate,
Right?
that's why it froze.
Anyway, £299. Facebook's just updating. How brilliant is it, right? I wonder if Hayley's watching. Oh, Hayley! And what'd she say? Oh, she's going to look into it. She's going to look into it now. For some reason, my Facebook's blocked. Not blocked, it's gone down that updating thing. Say that again. Here you go. Here are all the feet. I've shown you the list of everything you get. These are all the feet you get here. Well, they're all of them. Somebody's been in here. So just show me the feet one again. Stand accessories. So you got foot A, which is the one that comes on the machine. You've got a zipper foot there with the E on it. You've got the satin. Oh, I think I've got the satin stitch foot on. You've got the sliding buttonhole foot. There you go. There's all your accessories. The bobbins are in the machine. There's your screwdriver. There's your needles. Take that away. They're all inside your bobbin tray when your bobbin tray arrives. I don't think it comes with a cover, does it? No, it doesn't come with a cover or an extension table. Just throw a tea towel over it. Make yourself a lovely, make your own cover for it. £299. That's £20 off. And they are looking into the 4 split payment for you at the moment. There's your accessories. Comes with bobbin. So as soon as it arrives home, as long as you've got some thread and some fabric, you can sew. Oh, and feed dogs down. If you want to do free motion embroidery, you'll need to buy a foot to do that. If you want to do free motion embroidery, put the feed dogs down as well. 30 stitches inbuilt. Leave that with you. Leave that with you. I'm just moving over to the other side now. Right, here we go. Rightio, where am I going to go to now then? Scissor sharpener, rightio. Let me just put that there. Let me get a pair of scissors so I can show you to do it these. They're not picking shears. Right. This is for right-handed scissors only. Do not try and put left-handed scissors through this. So it's very simple. That's what it looks like. Oh, look, there's loads of people. There you go. Donna says, good morning, loving the birds of the month. Wendy says, morning, John, off work 6, so able to watch you. You look rested. Laurie says, good morning. Becky Alexander Frost says, good morning. Princess says, that's a brilliant size mat. That was the horn mat we had. Glennie says, good morning. Terry says, good morning. Sheila says, good morning. Well done, ladies and gentlemen. Right, so you take your scissors. I'm going to have to do it from this angle like that. You literally just slide your blades in there like that. And you grind. £16.99, right-handed scissors only. Do not try and put your pinking shears in here. And if you just got a little nick or you're just having a little bit of trouble getting through, or if somebody in the household has used to cut your best scissors to cut paper or to cut string or something like that, just give them a little sharpen there. £16.99. Brilliant. Oh, hang on. What's Anne saying? Oh, sorry, Anne. Show the list again. Show the list for the sewing machine again. It does say soft cover. Sorry about that. That's my bad. It's not in the box. Oh, you know what? Somebody loaned this machine out, didn't they? To somebody else. So maybe that's where the soft cover is. It does come with a soft cover. It's not there now. Sorry, I didn't see that at the bottom. I can't remember who loaned it out and gave it to someone else to use. Anyway, have they sorted out the 4 split pay yet? Not yet. £16.99. Beautiful. Do you know what? I know they're not on today's show. 550, 560 and 570 are all in stock. The 570 was flying out yesterday. Just to warn you. Just to warn you. Thread Magic next. So now, this is, if you're old-fashioned like me, you'd use beeswax. This is the modern version of beeswax. £9.99. You literally run your thread through it before, if you're doing some hand stitching or something like that, and it conditions the thread. You're less likely to knot the thread. It strengthens the thread. It eliminates static. And they say it's got 400% less thread drag. At £9.99. Vida says, morning, John, from a sunny morning, looking after her grandson, Jack. Marina says, loving today's shirt, looks like her painting desk. No, oh, that's it, Anne, thank you. Never put serrated scissors in your scissor sharpener either. Thank you. I don't know what's happening to my messages or anything. They all keep disappearing. Anyway, moving on. Where would you like to go next? Oh, we've got some iron rests. Now, the iron rests we've got, they're only for your little iron. They're not for your big iron. There you go. £3.99. £3.99. Now, it's the mini iron. Hang on, is the mini iron cooled down? No, I can't put the mini iron on it yet because it's still hot. They're on the wall. It's on the wall hanging over there. But I've got the green one this side, so I can show you the size of the green one in a minute. Very popular on pre-order, but remember it's for your mini iron, this. If you've just got the Quilted Bear mini iron, what a lovely gift to go with it. Beautiful. £3.99. Silicon mini iron rest. They've even got it on there, look. Oh, it's the same make. It's the same make, look. £3.99. Morning, John. I've ordered the Bird of the Month panel. I'm making a lovely quilt for our camper. Hoping to go to Gretna Green. Trudy, you get married? You running away? You eloping? Gretna Green. Apparently it's lovely though. Right, now I've got the green one. I'll show you the little one here that I've got here, the one we use. The green one's more limited. You obviously don't get the iron. But I'll just show you the size of it and how it works. The nodules are there so that if it steams while it's down, it doesn't, it kind of runs off and rivets off. You don't get a soggy iron. I know, it's lovely, isn't it? $3.99. Love that colour. You're not going to lose that, are you? Quilted Bear Silicon Mini Iron Rest. It looks like a frog with its mouth. Oh, no. Elliot can see a frog with its mouth open. But then Elliot can see all sorts of things like that. But don't worry, the doctor says he'll be fine. Well done. I'm going to do this one. I love this, the mini pressing board. If you have this next to your little iron, right, on the desk next to your sewing machine, if you're doing lots of half square triangles or something like that, little seams, foundation paper piecing, just need a little area just to do your little, press your little blocks on. How perfect is that for $7.99? And then it folds away, he says. Ah, I went the other way. Folds away, it just sits in a drawer. It's from So Easy. It's got the mini pressing board. Look. How brilliant. It's nice and sturdy as well. These little sleeve boards are normally a bit wobbly. That's lovely and sturdy, that one. Oh, it's frozen again. Lots in baskets. What's going on today? I know. Oh, I've lost it again. Don't send me a message on Facebook Live. Morning, John. Glad you're back. You're looking great. Oh, my goodness. My 780 arrives this morning. I'm so excited. Oh, Teresa. 780. I know. I was so angry because I'd waited for the 680 to come in to tell you all about it. Arrived the day after I went on my holidays. And they've all sold out now. They've all gone. They did it on purpose, apparently, Elliot says. Hello. Lots of new buyers on the line. That's fine. What are you talking about, Paul? Anyway, at £7.99. Right. Oh, now, we did foundation paper piecing earlier. We should have done the rulers to go with, shouldn't we, really? These are brilliant, because you get both of these. You add a quarter. When you do your foundation paper piecing, when you go to cut your 1/4 inch, you want the ruler like this. Got a little ridge on the edge there. Slice along there, you get your exact 1/4 inch. Fold your paper over this edge, because it's got a beveled edge. Both sizes. You get the 6 inch and the 12 inch in there. £24.99. Beautiful. Give us a call, 0800 001 44 33. Or, of course, you can buy on the web. Remember, everything that we've shown so far isn't on pre-order anymore. It's now on show deals on the website. What's the matter? Very popular on pre-order this. This is the ODIF non-slip coating. Now, this is what you spray onto your ruler. So if you've got a ruler, you don't need to do it on a Creative Grids ruler, but if you've got a ruler and it's slipping all over the place, right? Spray this onto the ruler and it doesn't mark your fabric or anything. 6.99, look, it tells you here. Makes rulers non-slip after spraying grippy rulers or templates or stencils or rugs on the floor. They become non-slip. Shake well, spray a thin layer from 8 inches away, and grippy is slightly white and becomes translucent while drying. After 1 minute of drying, the non-slip ruler is ready to use. Right, I don't think I've got a non-slip ruler here. Nurse Julie finally got the scissor sharpener and the pressing board. Whee! $6.99 this. Jackie says it's very wet here today. That's on the Wirral. It was very wet here yesterday when I was driving. Well, no, not from here when I was driving home from here. Driving home from Jewelry Make yesterday. It was absolutely heavy, heavy rain. $6.99, very, very popular on pre-order. We've got some little snippy scissors here for you. I've got 4 sets of scissors here. So let's do the soft and sharp by Janome first. I've got, ooh, are they identical? No, they're not. No, I've got a straight and a curved. I've got fine point first, which is ends 24. Oh, they both end 24. XAW, that one. There you go. These are Janome Soft and Sharp. These are fine points. At the end there, really, really sharp point there at the end. Oh. Fine point. Oh, Soft and Sharp Professional. Made by Janome. They're lightweight. They're easy to use. And they're 4-inch embroidery. I mean, they're called embroidery scissors, but you have to use them for embroidery. You can use them for all sorts of sewing, but snipping. Then these have got the curved edge, just the end slightly curves up a little bit. $12.99. Again, 4-inch. They are very sharp. Very sharp indeed. Beautiful. Moving on. Now, I've got, these are lovely. Now, think about Christmas presents now. I've got the stalk scissors in 2 different colourways. I'll do the multicoloured one first. It's a bit called Rainbow. It's electromagnetically done to make those colours like that. Petrol in puddles is what Elliot would call it. Limited at $9.99. These are 3.5 inch. Cute, aren't they? These are the shape of scissors that they midwives used to use them when they do the sewing, and then when they came to cut the umbilical cord, they put the finger in there and they cut the umbilical cord that way up so that the blade's not near the baby or the mummy. And stalk, because the stalks deliver the babies. Well, Paul, that's not a fact. Right here. And then I've got these, which are your rose gold. These slightly bigger, these are. $9.99. They're rose gold stalk scissors. £9.99. Jane Greenoff's been busy doing her samples for you. She's ready to come on air. At £9.99. That's all the scissors I've got. I've got blades. No, you haven't, Paul. Yeah. I've got the rotary blade set. Well, they're both called rotary blade. Which one have you got in? Yeah, that one. Pinking, skip and wave you get in this one. So you get 3 blades in a little case here. The first one is your is your pinking edge. Your second one is your skip, which is better for paper, and your third one is your wave. Look, I'll show you here. So there you get pinking, which is like a zigzag edge. Oh, Elliot, can you come a bit closer on that one? So you get your pinking, which is your zigzag. You get your skip, which is like making a serrated edge with paper. And then you get your wave, which is your wobbly line. Claire says, I want my hair those oil slick colours. Oh, no, Claire, you don't want that. Julie says, morning, John and team. What a great show yesterday. Thank you. Yesterday was a great show. Thank you. Then I've got the others here, which is your rotary blade. Just pinking this one. Is there just one in here? Just one in there. Yeah, from Fiskars, $6.99. 45mm. If you want a curvy edge. I know, $6.99 from Fiskars. What you need to do is just check what your rotary cutter has, because that's the one with the 3 prongs on it. This one here is a round one with 2 prongs on it. So just check which rotary cutter you've got to make sure you know which one fits. I've got this. Now this is brilliant. This is not the one with the cutting board underneath. This is the cushioned blocker, square and blocker. This one's called. On the front here, it starts at 0 in the centre. You can work out. So if you've got a block, a 4-inch block, 8-inch block, 6-inch block, whatever size block, you can block it on here. Now, don't worry that this is going to move as you use it. The developers at June Taylor have created this fabric that they paint on it and then they bake it in the oven, so that can never distort. So they will always stay as an inch square and they will always stay as the circles, right? And then you can block, if you're doing crochet, if you've got blocks, if you're going to do a bit of knitting, you can block it on here, pin it out and block it on here. You can use it as a pressing mat as well. Use it as your pressing mat as well. But it hasn't got the cutting board underneath. It's $42.99, this one. Right, then I've got, last but not least, I've got a multi-ironing sheet. Now, we've got a film of this, haven't we? We've got a little film of this. $31.99, it's a Prim multi-ironing sheet. Yeah, there's a film, it goes round the sheet like that. Oh, have you not? Somebody else must have made it, Elliot, then. I think it comes from Prim, doesn't it? Anyway, what it is you put it on your table. Let me take it out. Oh, how many of these have I got? I'm going to have to open this one. Where is it then? Right, so look. So it's squidgy, like a pressing mat. You put it on your table. Right, so you can use it as a pressing mat, but then this bit here hangs down the side of the table and it's got pockets on it, look. It's got a little pin cushiony bit there. It's got your Velcro for your scissors in there. Not Velcro, webbing for your scissors in there. Little pockets to keep things in. And there's your scrap bag. Look, there's your scrap bag. So you drop your little scrap ends in there and un-Velcro it off and it can go in the bin. Throw them in the bin afterwards. Press on it, keep your sewing machine on it so it'll absorb any vibrations. Look, you see? They have got the sewing machine, the little iron on there, and there's their pin cushion, and they've got all their bits and bobs in there, and then they've got scissors hanging from that end, from the Velcro end. It's what? The image just slipped. Flipped. No. Same way. So it's £31.99. Just keep it under your sewing machine all the time. You can press on it. You've got angles on here if you just want to check a few angles. You've got centimetres in there. £31.99. Okay, go and have a look at the 450. It's on the table over there. Have they changed it to? Why not? Right. This is £20 off, an ideal Christmas gift. It will be moving to 4 split pays. Computerised sewing machine, you've got 30 stitches, a 5mm width, free arm configuration, horizontal rotary hook, built-in needle threader, 4 direct axis function buttons, 2-digit numbers, LCD screen, LED lighting, sewing speed up to 820. And you get with it, there you go, standard foot A, zipper foot E. They've all got the letters printed on them, embossed on them even. Satin stitch F, sliding buttonhole foot, bobbin, seam written, needle set. I can't speak this morning. Spool, holder, large and small, additional small pin, screwdriver, lint brush, foot controller, soft cover. You get a soft cover with it. You can also drop the feed dogs if you want to do a bit of free motion. There are your 30 stitches that are all in the machine. You can change the width of the stitch there, the length of the stitch there, and then choose your stitch going on to mode. So say you want stitch number 20, all you do is that, and it's set up to do stitch number 20. I know. £219, taking £20 off you today. Lots in baskets. Please make sure you check out. You've got a free arm, but you've got a little gubbins box, which is where you'll find all your feet when it arrives. It's even got a buttonhole on it. You've got your buttonhole foot there, and your buttonhole there is number 17. Look, hang on. Oh, okay. Hang on, let me just do this. 17. There you go. There's your buttonhole. 17. Easy as that. Right, don't go anywhere. Jane Greenoff's up after the break. We've got so many gorgeous, brand new goodies for you from the Cross Stitch Guild. And, well, don't go anywhere. Get yourself a quick cup of tea, and we'll see you back here in 3 minutes from now.
Follow Sewing Street and Yarn Lane on Facebook and Instagram to keep up to date with what's coming up on the show, as well as being the first to know about our amazing offers. Get involved with our competitions that are exclusive to social media. And pick up some top tips from us too.
Have you heard about all of the different ways you can shop with Sewing Street and Yarn Lane? You can either shop on our websites, sewingstreet.com and yarnlane.com. You can also order by phone by calling our friendly UK customer service team. For Sewing Street, call 0800 001 4433, and for Yarn Lane, call 0800 4700 600. And don't forget about the Sewing Street app. Here you can shop all of the Sewing Street products as well as watch the live shows from anywhere. You can download the app onto your smartphone or your tablet by simply searching Sewing Street in your app store. And one final thing, no matter how many times you check out on Sewing Street or Yarn Lane in one day, you will only pay one postage and packaging. Happy shopping!
Are you a fan of Sewing Street and Yarn Lane? Why not join our growing Facebook fans pages? Just search Sewing Street fans and Yarn Lane TV fans on Facebook and click Join Group. It's that simple. Never miss out on the latest news and updates from our presenters and guest designers, special offers and plenty of chat with your fellow fans. Share photos of your makes, ask for advice, interact with your favourite guests and presenters and be a part of the ever-growing sewing and yarn community. See you there!
Sewing Street have our very own app. You can now watch and shop from anywhere. Simply download the app from your app store onto your smartphone or tablet, then log in or create an account, and you're done. You can watch us live from anywhere, browse all our recently played items and pre-orders so you never miss out on any show deals, and message the studio to say hello at any time. And remember, you can check out as many times as you want and only pay one P&P all day.
Hello, I'm Jane Greenoff and I'm stood in the barn here at Pink's Barn in Gloucestershire, England, which is where I live with my husband, and I stitch. I think I stitch in my sleep. I've certainly been stitching for over 30 years now, and by stitching I'm talking about counted cross stitch or counted embroidery in general terms. I also collect old samplers, and I've got one to show you here. Now, this smashing, it was actually stitched in 1796 by a little girl of 8 or 9. And it's absolutely charming. So I collect antiques. I love to draw and create antiques for the future, and look forward to seeing you all on Sewing Street sometime in the future. We know that shopping online can be a confusing and sometimes daunting task, and sometimes all you want to do is talk to a human being. Well, our family-run customer service team are on call 24/7. They're full of friendly, warm-hearted individuals, all trained to make your shopping experience as easy and as enjoyable as possible. And not only will they take your order, they will also help and guide you on your shopping journey, so you never miss out. Keep up to date with what's on Sewing Street and Yarn Lane, as well as all the latest news and special offers by signing up to our email newsletters. For Sewing Street, head on over to www.sewingstreet.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, type in your email address, click the envelope, and you're done. It's exactly the same for Yarn Lane. Head on over to www.yarnlane.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, type in your email address, click the envelope, and that's it. You are now subscribed to both Sewing Street's and Yarn Lane's email newsletters, so you'll never miss out on the latest news and special offers ever again.
We're so busy chatting here, I forgot we've got to come back on. Right, so Jane's here. Say hello to Jane, everyone. Hello, Jane. There you go. There you go. Wave. Right.
Wave.
Now, first of all, the Facebook is playing up. I'm just trying to fix this. If you see me doddering around on here, Jane just mentioned my glasses, saying they look lovely. Right. So
They're
what happened
gorgeous.
was I had to go varifocal.
Yes.
Right. So I've had varifocals before, and I said to the man, I bought varifocals last time I was here, and they're rubbish. They made me fall over, and I felt sick. And he went, "Are you sure you've bought?" I said, "Yes." And he went, Mr. Scott, that was 2014 you bought those varifocals. And I said it was the last time I was in. Anyway, so I said, I'll have varifocals. He said they've been made
Refined.
much better now.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
said, I'll buy one pair, because normally I buy two pairs of glasses, one for here and one for home. I'll buy one pair in case they don't work. So I got them. They were red. They're really lovely red, exactly the same as this, but red. And they were brilliant. So I went back in and said, I'll have them in blue as well, please. So, we've got no blue ones. So I said, if I find the same ones elsewhere, because they're Tommy Hilfiger, will you put the glass? He went, yeah, that's absolutely fine. Search, found them in Germany, of all places. Had them shipped over from Germany. Which was
As
a bit
one
silly.
does, obviously.
As one does, right? Took them to my glasses man, and the lady was really lovely. And she said, oh, yes, but that'll cost... They charge extra for putting your
Someone
lenses
else's.
in someone else's frames. So these ends up being twice the price, because I've got the red ones. I've got 20% off because I'm overthinking. I got a free eye test and everything like that sort of thing. These were full price and everything, so these cost me a fortune. But I love them.
Yes,
I love
very
them, and I
nice.
can work. The varifocal works really well
Yeah,
and everything.
good,
So
good,
I don't
yes.
wear them all day, every day. I only wear them when I'm all day
Yeah,
here. But they're really
yeah.
nice. So thank you.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to?
More of the same.
More of the same.
Actually-
How's your back? Last time you had a bad back.
Yes, I've been in the walls, and then of course we had the car not quite totaled on Saturday last week.
Oh no!
I
Were
was
you driving?
Yes.
Not
I
your
thought-
fault, we have to say
No,
not
I
your
was
fault.
stopped at a red light, everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid our Audi, you can get other sort of makes,
Yes.
is £3,500 worth of damage, plus the rental of the... Obviously, we've got a courtesy vehicle, and,
Yeah.
and one... It was all
But you're all right.
Yes, fine. No,
Didn't affect
no,
your back or
no,
anything
no,
like
no. And my neck was peculiar last time. In fact, my
Yes.
back was the time
The
before.
time before you with the necklace. Well, no, but
Isn't
we
it
have to explain.
dreadful?
Most of the time, it's because you've been lopping down apple trees.
Well, yes, I was
or-
lopping down apple trees. Yes. Anyway, so nobody was hurt. The poor chap who hit me was absolutely horrified, and had airbags and smoke, and it was pretty dramatic. But anyway,
Everyone's got so much on their mind at the moment. It's frightening, isn't
yeah.
it? Right, before we get on with this, have we got any news of tours, or not tours,
Stuff.
retreats and stuff and things
Going
like
on. I'm taking a party of ladies to Cyprus in November.
that? All fabulous.
All things being equal.
Yeah, of course, of course.
As far as we know, we're going ahead. And there'll be a cross-stitch guild together we stitch weekend at the Leicester Hilton, which I'm afraid is waiting list only.
Oh, so that's fully booked.
It's fully booked, yes. We've got 64 ladies.
Wow.
I think they are all ladies. I wasn't generalising
Yeah.
on this occasion.
So now that things are easy, will the Cross Stitch Guild introduce more? I'm presuming they're Cross
We
Stitch
do,
Guild.
yes. We do 3 a year.
Right.
So there's one at Swindon, Hilton, Leeds City Hilton, and Leicester,
Right.
sort of geographically spread.
Yeah.
We use the Hilton group and those particular Hiltons because because they're business hotels, they're empty at weekends. Not empty, but nothing like the business.
They've got conferences.
And so because we fill so many bedrooms, they give us the conference facilities either for nothing or much less.
So it costs the ladies less.
Yeah, we couldn't afford to do it. If you went for delegate rates, you know, it couldn't happen really. So if you want to have a look, go on the Crossstitch website and go to the events page and you'll see what there is.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah?
Now, you don't run the Cross-Stitch Guild anymore, but you still design for them.
I certainly do, yes. Yes, Andrea hasn't sacked me yet.
No.
The rumour I did talk about when she bought the company from me, I did talk to her about finishing at 70. Well, as you know, I'm now 71. And there are rumours of me staying till I'm 90, apparently.
Oh, okay.
But we'll see.
We'll see. If you're still loving it and still enjoying it, still
absolutely.
do it.
Well, of
why
course,
not?
it's we've got Ali Pali next week, which I forgot to, the knitting and stitching show. And I was thinking on the way up that I'm not driving the van.
Oh,
and I'm not unloading it.
No, you should be like the Grande Dame who just arrives.
I turn up with a handbag.
Yes, a handbag and a smile.
Yeah.
And a stool to sit on.
Exactly, high stool.
Yes, yeah.
Always a high stool.
Oh, so you're at Ali Pali.
Only there on the Thursday.
So the Cross-Stitch Guild
was
there
for the whole duration.
But if they won't see you, you're
yes, we're actually going to a funeral on Friday. We have a very old friend. So
anyway, we've got brand new goodies to share, haven't we? So everything's on pre-order, by the way. If you want anything you see in these 2 hours of Jane's 2 hours, it's all on pre-order. We're going to start off with the sampler collection. Now, I'll introduce you to it first of all, and then Jane can talk to you about it. It comes on both linen and it comes on Ada. So I'll do the linen one first. JWYW45. It's called the Oak House Sampler on linen. Graphics are coming in. Have a look at the sample while we're doing it. There you go. That's it. We've got it in the studio. So there it is. That it's exclusive to Sewing Street. That is the one on linen. Now, obviously, on nearly everything we're bringing you today, not everything, but almost everything, we're giving you the choice of Ada and linen. I'll get Jane to explain the difference while she's talking about it. This is the linen one here. So you get your linen, you get all your threads, you get everything in there that you need, the instructions and the charts. Brand spanking new, exclusive to Sewing Street. You cannot get this anywhere else. £27.99. And if you can you just do a live to Jane's table so you can actually see the magnitude of it? Look, there it is.
I'm here.
There's Jane. So it's you don't get the frame, obviously. You don't get the frame. But everything else you need is all in there. So that's the linen version, and we've also got it in the Ada. So there's the Ada one there. It's 14.7, oh, it's very, very precise this, 14.75 inches by 17.75 inches. So that's £27.99, again, totally exclusive to Sewing Street. Oak House Sampler, it's beautiful, the colours are amazing. Right, the Ada's in the lead at the moment, Ada's in the lead. So, Jane, before we start anything, just explain what the difference between Ada and linen is. Because your finished thing is the same.
Can you throw me the Ada one?
Ada. I won't throw it because Elliot will go mad if that thing slides off the table.
As you can tell, we're not working too close to each other.
Not yet. Won't be long, I'm sure. Won't be long, I'm sure.
Okay, so if Elliot can get nice and close to what I've got in front of me in a second, this will make more sense. So linen, the material for cross stitch comes in two sorts really, even weave and Ada. Ada is this, and if you look at it as close as we can get, you'll see that it's very definitely in squares.
Yes.
You can see that, and each cross stitch is going to occupy one of those squares. So it's very straightforward. So what actually happens when it's woven is it's woven in 4s or 5s in each direction. So you get a definite pattern. It's not modern. It was invented over 200 years ago by Zygarten Zawitzki in Germany, and it is a very, very useful material to use. And if you're bothered about linen, then this is obviously the one to go for. Now, when you work one on this fabric, the Ada, it will still be exactly the same size as this one. So it doesn't look bigger, more junior, more novice, any of those things. It's going to look like that. And because so much of the sampler is covered, then you're hardly going to see the background fabric anyway.
Right.
As you can see, there's an awful lot of stitching on there. Now, there is another few stitches on this one, so when you work on the Ada fabric, you have to fiddle a bit, and I'll explain.
Okay.
The alphabet at the top here, I'm going to show you how to do it in a minute. That's done in what's called Algerian eye stitch, is an eyelet stitch. And
Algerian eyelet stitch.
Yeah. They actually, one of these stitches is the size of 4 cross stitches. So it's substantially bigger.
Right.
And I'll show you, as I said.
Okay, brilliant. Got a couple of questions. Are you going to Malvern in October?
No, sorry.
No, Sue, that's not happening. Julie's at the Knit and Stitch on Thursday. She'll come and say hello. Michelle says, I've never sewn on linen. Is it just as easy to sew on? Please?
Yes, and I'm going to show you.
Perfect.
So let me just go over here. Now, I don't work on a frame normally, as I've told you many times, but it's easier for the camera, actually, if this is flat and stiff.
Yes.
So I pinned it to an upholstered frame.
Brilliant.
So that's going to be the letter J that's on here.
Right.
And I've done it in a dark colour so you can see it.
So is that Algerian?
That's the
eyelet
Algerian
stitch?
eye, which
Perfect.
I'll come back to.
Okay.
Now, this is stitching on linen. Now, if you look at this one here, when you work, now this is 20 count linen, so it's quite a big count.
Right.
The one in the pack is 28. So the stitches I'm showing you are fractionally bigger than they would be on the material in the packet.
Okay, perfect.
And with linen, you're going to work over 2 fabric threads. And if you look here, I'll just see if you can see that in a second.
Can you come down a bit more, Elliot?
And we'll just see.
If you just slide it across to your
And
left, Jane.
I'll go
That's
that way.
it. Brilliant. Oh, that's perfect. That's brilliant.
That's
There you
lovely. Thank you. Now you can see. If you work on Ada, you work over one of those boxes. If you're working on linen, you're going to count over 2 fabric threads.
go. Right.
And I worked these stitches just now. I'm going to have to move it a little bit.
that's fine.
Sorry, chaps. Let me go that way.
Ooh.
So I've worked half crosses,
Right.
and then I'm going back to cover them. So it's not hard. Now, when you first work on linen, if you've never worked on it before, you're frantically counting. Now, with linen, we work over 2 fabric threads because although this is called even weave, that doesn't mean it doesn't have bumps in it.
Right.
Because linen always does have slubs and thinner ones and thicker ones. What it means is if I put a ruler on here and count 20 that way and 20 that way, it would be a square.
Right.
That makes sense?
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So when you're working on linen of any count, you're working over from there to there and there to there. So if you think of a noughts and crosses board and you're playing a game, you're going to put your needle in the 4 corner holes. And that means there's an empty hole in the middle.
Right.
Make sense?
Yeah.
So if you have to make a fractional stitch, you've got a middle hole. Now, the Algerian eye works perfectly on the Ada. Nothing wrong with that at all. When you come to it with satin stitch, you might find you need to use a sharp needle because you're going to have to pierce some of the squares
Oh, okay.
to get it to match.
That's because normally you wouldn't use a sharp needle,
No.
would you, on cross
Or,
stitch?
or this is a blunt needle.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
it's not actually a ballpoint, but it is a blunt needle
Yeah.
because I'm parting threads rather than piercing the
Okay.
material.
But if you buy the Ada version of this, you may need a
You
sharp
might,
needle.
yes, you might have to jiggle it a bit. When
But
you
that's only for the satin stitch,
yes,
you say?
if we look on here, I'm just looking for there. This band here,
Right. The chevron.
the sort of
Triangle.
Yes, triangles, exactly. That little row of triangles, you just have to fiddle because on the linen it's gone into each hole and you're short of holes.
Right.
Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
yes,
And
yes.
actually, I would just make a point here that if you're working it on Ada and you're irritated by that, just work it and cross stitch. Why wouldn't you? There's no reason why you shouldn't. You can look at the chart and work out how to do it. That's the only area that might be a bit more challenging because of the choice of fabric.
Okay, lovely.
Now this is the Algerian eye stitch.
Right.
Now I've worked the letter J here,
Oh,
from here, if we can find it on there.
J. The first one of the second row, Elliot.
Now this time, I'm going to
Right.
So Algerian eye is worked
Do you ever look at it being made?
clockwise or anti-clockwise, doesn't matter which. And
Rightio. So hang on. So
yeah, okay, I'll just get...
no, we're with you. We're with you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So I'm going round the clock face.
Right.
I'm going clockwise.
Right.
And please notice the important thing. There's only one thing to remember. You always go down the hole in the middle.
Right. All of them.
All of them go down the middle.
Right.
But what you're actually doing is making a little hole in the centre. Now, generally, Algerian eye is done in a pale colour, like on here.
Right.
So you can see the holes.
Right.
And many times you'll see it worked in cream, on cream fabric, and it's the holes you can see.
See, rather than the stitches.
Yes, and when you do these stitches properly, you can actually look through the hole.
Oh wow! Well, on that one, just show that one again, Elliot. So you can. Look. It's
You can
the
see,
holes
you can
that
see the holes.
first.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So you can work. The trick with any of these counted stitches, I think, is to be consistent. Do them your way. There isn't a right or wrong way. It doesn't matter who you ask. There'll be another version. But whichever way you choose, if you're going to go anti-clockwise, always go anti-clockwise. If your cross stitch goes left to right, make it always do, and that gives you a better look overall.
Okay.
The only thing to watch for this, now I will just mention the stitch book in passing.
Oh yes.
If you get an opportunity, these sort of stitches are shown in my stitch book with these sort of tips and hints about going round, and it doesn't matter which way. And the other thing to remember with the eyelet stitch is that you don't want your thread to go behind the hole when you're going on to the next
yes,
stitch.
Of course.
You want the hole to still be there.
Where would I find it?
A for Algerian?
Oh, it goes in alphabetical. All the years I've been doing.
Well, it is.
There you go.
Yes, oh, exactly. There you are. And in the words there, I'll have said all this stuff
Yes.
about go down the middle, and in fact, you pull after you've gone down the middle. There's quite a lot of confusion about the counted stitches. We have cross stitch, we have pulled stitches, drawn thread, and cut work.
Right.
Now, drawn thread is where you're withdrawing threads, and pulling is where you're making holes but not taking out any
Any
threads.
thread, you're just pulling it.
Just pulling it tight. And as a general rule again, pulled thread embroidery, you're going to want to do it on linen rather than, I'm trying to think, Linda, Jobelan. There's all these different excellent fabrics, but they have a man-made content so that they're easy care.
But so they won't pull.
They won't pull, or they won't stay pulled.
Right.
They won't crease.
Okay.
You know, I mean, I wear linen.
Yes.
We've discussed my crumpled, rich wrinkles we call it at our
Yes.
house.
Yes.
Yes, so if you work on linen, you can pull them and keep them pulled.
Right, but if you use on one of the man-made fibres,
It's harder
you pull
to make it,
and then it might make it,
spring
try and make
back
it go
because
back.
it's got a different
Can I
quality.
just say the book is back in stock? Jane arrived with them in her boot this morning. They're
signed-
all signed.
100 books yesterday I signed.
They're all signed, and they'll all be going to the warehouse as soon as this has got to go back in the box. And as soon as this goes back in the box, they go to the warehouse ready to be shipped out to you. So they are all signed. If you've never seen it before, it's the most incredible book. Look, 'cause it's got all the stitches you might need to know. It's like a bestseller around the world. Thousands and thousands and thousands of them around the world have sold. So you not only get all your fantastic stitches, so if it ever says do a pin stitch, do a Pekingese stitch, everything is in here. But then later on in the book, it has all sorts of other goodies about this, for example. If you put your needle to one side and then don't know which size it is, you can put it on that page. You'll be able to tell which needle size you've got. Then you've got just about how to mount it on 3D card. Making a humbug. We've never done that here. We've never made a humbug here. But look, I'm making a biscornu, making a watbow, making tassels, twisted cords, preparing a folded hem. They're all additional techniques in there. And then, of course, you've got your hem stitches in here as well. So it's not just the simple stitches, it's everything that you need to know. It's fantastic, amazing. If you think of all the hundreds of years Jane's been doing this, and it's all in this book for $12.99. I mean, it's true. Not the 100 years, but it's true. But everything. I mean,
Yes, I mean that's as I wanted it to be ring bound,
right.
because, I mean, I have to be honest with you. I was sitting in my office and I had to do what we call a cut hem. So this is where I'm going to do a stitch round a piece of work and I'm going to cut it out.
Right.
Okay. And I'm there, and I don't know how many times I've done this before, and I'm there and I'm going, out comes the book,
Yep.
lies flat, so you could, because I hate it when you have to break the spine of a book, because you can't. And then it reminded me which way I start to do that. So it's ring bound, and if I go to the next size up in the ring binding, it's got to be 20 more pages.
Yeah.
Well, I want it to be a pocket book.
There you
I want
go.
it to go, so that's it.
Look what Kate says. Delighted to get Jane's book. I've done hundreds of her colonial knots after seeing a video on her website. She explains it so clearly. Thank you very much indeed.
Oh, bless you. Thank you for that. For those of you who don't know, I will show it in a minute. I think it's easier than a French knot.
A colonial knot.
Yes, and I think a lot of you go, French knots, I'll put a bead on. We had a bit of a sweepstake running at one of the shows one year, and we asked ladies to tell us what they did instead of French knots.
Yeah.
And we had the bead, obviously. I go up and down on the spot a lot till I get a bump.
Right.
But the funniest was the lady who made lots of knots in the thread and glued them on.
No.
Yes.
Inventive.
There you go.
Inventive.
As you say, inventive.
Right, so that's just that book we were talking about. Now, what else? Did you want to show anything else off this? Can you just go through what's actually
Yes,
on?
of course I will.
This, and then we'll move on to the next project.
Well, I've
but
got to
we've
be
talked
careful.
about the Algerian. Yes, Elliot's told her.
She
on
said,
pain of
don't
death
touch
to
it.
Move it.
Okay.
You can, if you want to move it, you can move it. No.
The Algerian eye stitch, which I've just mentioned, the satin stitch and cross stitch. So this is all really traditional. I've got an old sampler to show you in a second. This here, down the bottom here, it's not difficult to do. I think if you've never done one of these little roses before, it might be worth just trying it on a scrap of fabric.
Right.
Any fabric would do it. So basically you work a few French knots in the middle, and then you're going to work bullion knots.
Oh, yes.
And make them curly and
Yes.
make them go
Like
round
you do
and round.
cauliflowers.
Exactly like you do cauliflowers.
Yeah, I
yes.
remember.
Yeah, I did do cauliflowers, didn't
I
I?
think it was the very first time I met you. You did cauliflowers.
With the cauliflower, obviously, it's green outside and white in the
Yes,
middle.
yes.
So you might want to practice one of those, but you can cut them out very easily if it goes wrong. So that's that sampler, and I thought I'd bring you. Now this is glazed, so it's a bit difficult for me to show you.
Right.
I know the wonderful Elliot and everybody will. Now this is a new purchase.
Oh, Elliot says if you lie down on the table.
He'll do his own thing. Right, if I put it there, look at that.
Right. So this is an original.
This was stitched by Ellen Faulkner when she was 11.
Right. That's not a crack in the glass. It
No,
just happens to
just
be the way
the-
the light's
yeah,
playing.
the
Oh, there you
hitting.
go. When she was 11.
When she was 11, look at it. Isn't it wonderful?
And what year is it?
So we think she finished it in 1832.
Oh, my word.
So it's got a lovely board around it, and I'll read you what it says.
Yeah.
Observe whoever you are at this moment. There is an eye that sees you, an ear that hears you, a book of remembrance kept for all your thoughts and words and actions, for punishment or reward. So
Therefore,
jolly
fear
well
God.
stand to attention.
Yes. But what a piece
Very
of
much
history.
of the time.
What a
yes.
piece of history.
Isn't it
to have.
lovely? And look at this wonderful vignette.
Julie says Jane's demos are so soothing, aren't they?
Are you soothing?
People watch her on video to go to sleep at
Oh,
night.
do you know-
I'm not being rude. I'm not being rude.
It's absolutely true. There's this ASMR thing. I don't really understand it, but it's if you accidentally put people to sleep. And somebody put all my videos together on YouTube. You'll be able to find it. I've got 380,000 people who watched them
To go to sleep?
and gone to sleep. I didn't do them so you went to sleep, I have to
But
tell
it's
you.
quite nice. It's
but I don't
sometimes
mind.
at night time. I need the radio
Yes,
on some noise just to calm you
I
down.
don't mind, and
Yeah.
some of the comments are fabulous on there. I just thought you'd like to see a
No,
real
it's
sampler.
lovely. Ellen says she's doing one of Jane's at the moment. It's an Aztec style.
Right. I think it was probably inspired by my visit to Machu Picchu. I'm guessing.
Yeah. Yeah. Right, let's
well,
move on. Let's move on. Got loads to show you. We're halfway through the show. So this one here is called the Jacobean bell pull.
yes.
This one comes again on linen and Ada. So IQYW32 is the linen one. There's only 10 of these left. There's only 10 of these left. Right, so this is your linen one. I'll show you around, turn it over there. And it also comes in Ada, which is this one here. I'll just join the code, Paula. Can you find it? Yeah. Design size is 4.5 by 13.5 inches, inspired by Jacobean crewel embroidery. And it's got some additional stitches. 28 count cashel linen on the linen one. Pre-sorted threads, a needle chart and instructions. So there's your choices. Let's have a look at the actual
Yes, it's
thing.
here. So you can work this on linen or Ada, as we've said.
Yeah.
It's not crewel embroidery, but it was inspired by the patterns that people used to use
Yeah.
for crewel embroidery. And you can work it in pure cross stitch if you want to. You don't have to do the extra bits.
I'm going to interrupt a minute. You know your sleepy video?
Yes.
Over 500,000 viewers you've had now. Elliot's just looked it up.
If only they were 50 pence each,
I
eh?
know, you think, I was thinking about that when they say about Elton John sold this many records, and I thought, even if he only gets a penny for every single one of those, that's
all
more than
right.
I'll ever earn. You know what I mean? Anyway, sorry, let's go back to Bell.
Oh, for heaven's sake. Right. I don't know whether I should stop doing the how-to videos and start reading novels to them.
Exactly. Exactly. And charge for it. Right, so
yes.
they're inspired by Jacobean work, but
yes.
Jacobean crewel work, but it's not crewel.
It's not
stitches.
actually crewel. It is a counted project, so your fabric will be blank. You work it from a chart. Now, what I did was when I worked it, I played around on top.
Right.
So on the honeysuckle at the top here, we've got some bullion knots and some French knots, all colonial knots, as
Yeah.
I mentioned. And if we work down, the butterfly's body, he's been stitched and cross-stitched underneath, but then I've worked some knots on top to
Right.
give him a sort of rougher body. But as I said, this is optional. These pretty ends,
Yeah.
they're actually made of resin, but pretend to be ivory,
Yeah.
and the cross-stitch guilds supply them, but they're not in the kit.
Okay, right.
These
So you
aren't
can
in the
if you
kit,
want a
but you can
finished
get
thing like
them.
that, go to Cross Stitch Guild. We've
Yes.
got the kit.
That's right. I mean, you may have bell pull ends of your own, or you can mount and frame it. You don't need to have it as a bell pull. But there you are. It's been around a while, and it's still very popular. And as I said, you can embellish the flowers or not.
Of course, great. Imagine little beads on them as well. They're
Yes,
beautiful,
absolutely.
Angela and Morris. Andrew Morris, Paul can't. I don't know what your question is. Paul can't help you. You need to ring the call centre. Also, the graphics are in for the Ada one. I think yours is yours linen.
This is linen.
Yours is the linen one, yeah. Yeah. Can they both go in? Can you put one on each side? Would that be easier? And then Jane can put hers in the middle there. So, I mean, it's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? That's stunning. Now, again, I'm just going to stress that if you make it on Ada or if you make it on linen, the size and the finish is exactly the same.
Absolutely,
isn't it?
absolutely.
So it depends on whether you want to work counting the threads or going through the holes.
Yes, and if you've not stitched before from a chart, then I would recommend the Ada version.
Yeah.
Because it'll be quicker for you to start with. Once you've worked from a chart, I don't see any reason why you can't move to linen. What often happens, or has happened, is that someone gets given a kit with linen in it, and if it's 36 count, I'm going to say Newcastle or Belfast, one of those, it's very fine. Someone says, oh, I can't see linen. Off it goes. Whereas there's lots of different counts of linen. The linen I'm working on here, as I mentioned, this is 20 count.
Right.
So linen varies. And as I said, if you've not stitched before, then I think the Ada version is ideal.
Perfect.
There's no reason why you can't work this on Ada perfectly well. And if you've never worked from a chart, you could do this. It's not hard.
Okay.
It's really not
And
hard.
how's it finished then on the back then? What have you
In
done
this
back?
case, we've used some lining fabric, and this was actually pelmet.
Okay, that's
but
not
it's
in
not
here
in the
then.
pack,
So
no.
all you're making here is the actual
That's right.
cross-stitch pattern.
And I mean, you might be happy to frame it if you've got
Yeah.
a narrow wall somewhere that it can
Oh no,
live.
that would look lovely.
Would look very nice
Just-
framed.
yes,
Yeah,
beautiful,
absolutely,
beautiful
absolutely.
22.99 we get that. So that's new to us today, isn't it?
Oh,
That's
yes.
new to us today. Brand
Yes,
new to us today.
absolutely.
Absolutely stunning, isn't it? Beautiful. So now, did you design that?
Yes.
You designed that for the Cross Stitch
Yes.
Guild? It's beautiful, isn't it? Now, there are a couple of questions here.
Okay.
Chris has got, I love it when Jane shows her original samplers. I've got two. One is a French one and one's 1837 from England, but I'd love to know how to chart an antique sampler.
With patience.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Now, okay, so I'm charting samplers at the moment because in my other hat, as at janegreenoff.com, we have got some of my antique collection charted, so you
Yes.
can buy the charts.
Yeah.
Now, my husband does some of the charting for me.
No.
He sits there and there's a certain amount of language sometimes because
Yes.
you're charting the errors too.
Oh,
and
of
he's a
course.
mathematical mind. He
Yes.
wants symmetry. You know, you can't put a picture at that end of the wall, you know. Well, I do.
Yeah.
And you can see him start to twitch. So what you do is you need, well, you either use squared paper or you use a cross-stitch design program. Obviously, I'd recommend iStitch because that's what I do.
Yes.
It's what I work on.
Yeah.
And I sit there, or he sits there, with a magnifying glass and copies it.
And just counts.
And just counts and
Oh
puts the
my
stitches in.
word. So it's
And-
it is patience and time.
It's
then,
patience
I'd
and
love to do
time. I
that.
mean, the one I've shown you will be charted,
Yes.
but it will take time.
Of course. Julia says, I'm getting to the end of Jane's Traveller's Pocket.
Oh,
I've
yes.
enjoyed it so much. A great pick up and put down project. Thank you so much.
Oh, well, bless you for that. Is she going to get the accessories that go with it?
Are
Ha,
you
ha,
going
ha.
to get the accessories to go with it then, Julia? That's the question. Right, we're going to move on to the next thing now, which now this, I think, only comes on linen.
Yes, now
doesn't it,
this is-
one? This is your special linen collection, the Mulberry Tree Band Sampler. Only available on linen, IQYW38. Jane's got this over there, but again, let me explain. You get everything in here. You get, hang on. Worked in counted cross stitch and many other counted techniques. It includes hard hanger embroidery, hem stitch, and many other. You get the charts, the illustrated instructions. Actually, how many of these have I got, Paul? Okay, I'll just open this one. I'll put it all back. It's brand new, exclusive to Sewing Street, just to show you what you get inside. Because
Super.
you haven't got a version of this to open.
Do you want a pair of scissors? You know the old elephant spit?
Yes. Thank you. I was ripping the bag open willy-nilly there.
Well, actually, you almost can't. And this was because we used to have things pinched out of the kits.
Right. So, what you get in the kit, this is amazing, right? For $44.99. Oh, actually, can we see the finished thing, Elliot, while I'm unpacking it?
Yeah,
Just have a look at
smashing.
the beautiful finished thing over there. Look, there it is. I mean, it's exquisite. I wouldn't say this was a beginner project, though, is it?
No, this is fiendish. All right?
It's what?
Fiendish.
Oh, fiendish.
It's fiendish.
If you love a challenge. Right, let me just show you what you get. Before Jane goes through it, I'll just show you what you get in the packet. What I want to say as well is everything you get in here is like top-notch quality. It's no flimsy
No, it's
bit
nice,
of paper.
isn't it?
It's all beautiful, beautiful,
And
right?
the charts are
Charts.
beautiful.
I've opened it from the bottom. Look, that was a bit silly.
There you are. Look
Right,
at the
so there you go.
charts. So I think you could frame the charts. I think you could frame the charts.
Yes,
I mean,
look,
they're beautiful.
Chart, all the colours that are used and everything. So if you want to do it again, then you've got all of the. Now,
Isn't it nice?
it's just incredible. Then look, there's your chart in colour. There it is in black and white as well. If you don't want it in colour.
Well, some people like to colour theirs in with a marker or something.
As they go along.
As they go along.
But that's
so
lovely
get-
of you
nice.
to supply
Well,
both, you know what I mean? Then you've got all your instructions with your pictures from Ethan.
Yeah. And
Look,
then there's all the special
There's your hard
instructions.
hanger with your cluster blocks and everything like that. There's your hem stitches, everything you need. Then also you get your linen. There are 3 needles in there.
Yes.
Why have I got 3 needles?
Well, one of them will be for the hard hanger embroidery.
Yeah.
You need a 22.
Right.
I'm guessing then we've put, because I don't know,
Okay.
there will be a couple of 26s probably
Yeah.
for the fine embroidery.
Yeah, one looks a bit longer than the other 2. Anyway, you get those. They're gold. We'll explain why in a second. Then all of your colours are carded like this.
This is
right,
our
with the numbers.
pre-sorting. Aren't they lovely? And you know, I'm just standing here covered in goosebumps. I mean, don't they look nice?
I know. Now, the reason Jane does that is because on projects like this, look how many different pinks and reds you've got in
Yes.
there, right? if you've come in from a day's work, you know, well, I've got
Electric light.
imagine, or with electric light.
Trying to sort them. It's a
How do you know the
nightmare.
difference between that one or that one, or that one and that one, right? This way they've done it for you. Look, all the numbers are on the cards. It's all sorted. You leave them on there. You just take one off at a time, and then you've all got they're all the right colours for the right places. But then you also get this one.
That'll be for the hard hanger.
So that's for your hard
So
hanger.
on the top section, we'll look at that in a second.
Going to Jane's hand
Yeah.
now. Hang
So
on.
there's a little section, and now that's it's Oliver
Twist,
Oliver Twist
hand-dyed.
thread, hand-dyed thread, a thick and a thin. It occurs there, and it occurs
I've
here.
got cream and I've got a pinky purpley one.
And that'll be, some of the cream is for these hem stitch areas.
Yeah. So everything you need
Well, I certainly hope so.
is in there. There's nothing else you need to make that. There's nothing else in there. Chart, instructions, your thread, your needles, everything. And also, there's also a phone number here. So if you get stuck,
Free
obviously
num-
don't ring it in the middle of the night.
Well, there'll be nobody there.
There'll be nobody there because it doesn't go through to Jane's house anymore.
No,
Used
it
to go through
doesn't.
to Jane's house. But ring it or email. Get in touch with them on the website.
Yes, if
and
there's anything
somebody
you
will get
need, or the cat gets a colour, or you throw coffee over your chart, or whatever it is, you know, the free phone number's there. Obviously, office hours are better.
back. Yes.
And this is one. Now, I've put a hem round mine
Right.
because I rather like doing them.
So have a look at the hem.
But that's choice. That's my
Oh no,
choice.
hem.
Yes, sorry, here,
There you
darlings.
go. There you go. Perfect.
This edge. I will just turn this over. Now, you know, I say people get smacked if they look at the back.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn this over so you can see what it looks like.
Well, can we tell us a quick story, right? This had to be pressed when it arrived this morning. Jane said to Elliot, you make sure you press it on the wrong side. It's got to be pressed on the wrong side. And he was like, can somebody tell me which is the wrong side? And it's not because he's thick. Well, he is. But it's not just because he's thick. But
No, absolutely. So the thing about this is that if you want to frame this, then obviously you can put it in a frame.
yeah.
I like doing hem stitching, and this would probably then be mounted onto a piece of silk and then framed. But that's just my choice. So you've got these options. That the instructions for doing this is in your pack. But this is something you would do if you worked on linen before and you work from a chart. And it's unusual in that you'll start at the top,
Oh, because you
not
always
the
start at
middle.
the middle, don't you?
Yes. So you're going to start at the top. It tells you how much to leave, so you've got enough thread for your hem. And you're going to work down the design. And then what I advise is that instead of doing a tram line down the middle tacking, do your tacking down the edge of your stitching.
Uh-huh.
Because when you come to do these bands, it's jolly nice to know where to finish them
Of course, yeah.
as you go down. I mean, it's a lovely thing to do. It's a lovely thing to do. Really enjoyable.
I need to warn you, these books, Jane told you how many she'd signed. There's only 15 left. There's only 15 of the book left already. Yeah, we're just having a check now. Oh, right, okay. There's 15 left and there's 15 people got in their basket. So if everybody's got in their basket, checks out.
It's gone.
They've all gone. They've all gone. We're only keeping you updated. I'm not interrupting Jane for any reason. I'm just telling you because I don't want you to miss out.
Yes.
We've got another book to show you in a minute about Hardanger and everything. In fact, what time is it? We better get a move on because we've got loads.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to talk about that love? I mean, that
No,
is
no.
exquisite.
I mean,
it's not a first project.
It's not a first project. It's something you'll get a lot of pleasure out of stitching. As I said, I work with the linen in my hand, rolled up. I don't have it on a frame. I would probably have popped it on a frame to do the satin stitch here.
Right.
But other than that, I work it in my hand.
And if you don't like Hardanger, or there's anything on there you don't like,
Do something else.
you can replace it with
Yes,
something else.
because
can't you?
there's nothing printed.
Yes.
There's nothing on there. So you can, if you don't like caterpillars, you know, you can just leave it out and put your
Yeah.
own initials in.
Yeah.
And you've got a
one
set
the
of
flowers from-
initials.
Yeah.
Yeah. There
Look,
we go.
perfect,
Lovely.
perfect.
I'll
Right,
pop that
let's
over
just
here.
talk about this because these always sell out. And with Christmas on the way, I know we shouldn't really talk about it, but it's going to be a look. This is a pin cushion, pin magnet. Quarter of the stock went on pre-order. It's $10.99. Isn't it lovely? It's like a cotton thread, you know,
Bobbin, yeah, cotton reel.
cotton spool.
Yeah.
But now it's resin, made in Gloucestershire, to make it to look like
Mahogany.
mahogany, right? Now,
Have we got it?
Ironically, I've got no pins on this side
I'm
of the
coming
table.
over.
We're only a sewing channel. I've got no pins. $10.99. It has got the strongest magnet in it. Oh,
They're tiny and
you
fiendish.
can ever imagine. Look.
Yes.
Look. So you can, when Jane's working, she just throws her pins at it, right? And they just, inside there, before the resin goes in, there's a really, really strong magnet inside there. These are collectible because we've done hippopotamuses, we've done polar bears, we've done all sorts, right? This one is lovely. It doesn't have to be for cross stitching, it can be for anybody who does sewing. But look how strong that magnet is. I'll just show you again. Throw some pins on the table. You ready? Look. Oh, that one doesn't want to be picked up, that blue one. There you go. It's lovely, isn't it? $10.99. Lovely little gift. Well, people are multiplying because they're going to buy them as presents, aren't they? There's the image. Look, do you see the little gold needles on there? Oh, we'll talk about the gold needles in a minute because we haven't talked about gold needles yet. Right, so let's talk about the Hardanger book next because the first book's flown out.
Yes.
The first book's going to sell out. If you all check out, the first book is going to sell out. We got decent quantity in all of these, but you know what I mean? Now, this is $9.99. This is a gorgeous little book just to read, even if you're not going to do Hardanger, because it's fascinating, because it's signed, obviously. It's got the history of Hardanger in it, but then it's also got, it's a beautiful, beautiful little book, look. With all your details, everything, with patterns and everything. But it takes you from, so there's the history of Hardanger, which we'll talk about in a second in a minute. But look, it takes you through from your very first stitch of what you do. Now, I've watched Jane do this, I don't know how many years I've known you, 4 or 5 years, right? And I've watched her do this, and it's fascinating. Terrifying when you first start, because you do your stitches, and then... because these are your cluster blocks here. I'm not doing Jane's job, I promise. I'm just explaining.
No.
But then, look, you
Absolutely,
cut away
sweetie.
threads. You
Yes.
cut away threads, but you've got to make sure your cluster blocks are all in exactly the right places before you even think about cutting them out. And don't worry about it. Practice on a little bit. But look, how beautiful is that?
Isn't it?
You can even do... Now, I was going to call it a spider's eye. I don't think that's what it's called, is
Dove's
it?
eye.
Dove's eye. Dove's eye within...
Oh, yes, spider's web. So
Spider's
the others
web or
with
dove's
the
eye
dove.
within those little squares. But look, oh, there they are. That's a dove's eye, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, because you helped me launch it.
Yeah,
when we launched it on Sewing.
Sewing Quarter, yeah, exactly. Yeah. But look, then there's also projects in here which include cross stitch and Hardanger and everything. Look, it's just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful book. So if you know somebody who loves cross stitch, who wants to go do something a little bit different, maybe. The pictures are exquisite, aren't they? Absolutely. Sweetie bag. So $9.99 for that gorgeous little book, and it's incredible. It's an incredible book. I'll take you more through that later because I've got to get on with the other things that are in this hour, but I just want you to know about that because the other book's selling so quickly. Right, let's move on to the Autumn Leaf Sampler, which you've got over there. Again, we've got this on Ada and we've got it on linen. I'll do the linen first. PLYW61. A falling leaf is nothing more than a summer's wave goodbye.
And I saw that.
There's only 15 of these left.
Oh, I saw that at Western Burt Arboretum last time we went, so it must be 3 years ago.
Right.
And it was on a chalkboard, an A board outside the cafe.
So you nicked it?
So I nicked it.
Because it hasn't got a who said it.
No, it didn't have there. It was a non.
Oh, a non.
A well-known
That
chap.
very well-known person called a non, yeah. So now, $9.99. Could a beginner
Yes.
do this one? So if you've got a friend, or you indeed think, I've always wanted to try it,
It'd be a nice one to do.
be a nice one to do because you've got no folding or anything like that. You've literally just got it to do. That's the linen one. We've also got it on Ada, which is FUYW17. No, FUYW17. Yeah, I was right. This is on Ada, right? All your threads. Now, obviously, these aren't corded. These are because they're quite different, the colours.
They're easier to sort.
to establish. But $9.99, what a lovely little gift. What a fab... You have to sew it for them, cross-stitch it for you. You just buy it to them and give them that as a gift. Actually, if you're still shielding, that would go in an envelope, wouldn't it? Easily go in an envelope, put it in the post. £9.99. Right, let's have a look at the finished thing then.
I've got it in front of me here
Yeah.
in a little frame. So I've done the whole thing in cross stitch, but also an option. I'd like acorns to be bumpy.
Right.
And so I've gone over the cross stitch here as an option, adding colonial knots to give the little cups. And I'll show you how to make one in a second.
Oh, yes, please. My Wi-Fi's gone again, so. Brand spanking, is it? No, it's not. I've seen this one before.
Have you seen this one before? Don't look at me. I know nothing.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I must have seen it in a dream then. I've definitely seen that poem, that wording before.
Well, maybe it wasn't a non, but I think it was a non.
No. I think I must have dreamt it. Anyway, Cross Stitch Guild, Autumn Leaf. You got it on Ada or on linen. What are you going to show us?
I'm going to show a colonial knot.
Right. Okay. Does a colonial knot look the same as a French knot?
Almost the same. With a magnifying glass, you can tell the difference.
Right,
but for what you're doing,
right. Okay. And you think a colonial knot's easier than a
I
French
think
knot?
it's easier.
Okay.
So this is just a very useful knot which you can do.
Right.
Now, just quickly, I'm using 3 strands of thread here, which is comparatively unusual.
Right.
The reason for that is if you want to work out what thread you should use on a piece of material where you haven't been told, you take a piece off the edge.
Oh, right.
And that's the weight you're going to stitch with.
Oh.
And as this is 20 count, I'm using 3. On most linens, you probably only use 2.
Yes.
So I've got it.
And when you say 3, it's not 3 strands of this thread as it comes out. You've split it
Individually,
individual threads,
and then
'cause
put them
they are
together.
6 strand, are
That's
they?
right.
So
You're
you've
gonna
taken 3 off the 6.
And then put them back together. Otherwise, they can twist.
Yeah.
Right, so I've made a knot on the front, and I'm going to do a stitch.
Yeah.
That's it.
Could you just move to your left a little bit, please? Thank you.
So if I do another one for you,
Yeah.
a bit further over. Ready?
Yeah. 2 of the stitch book left.
That's it.
Oh, I missed it.
I'll do it again.
Yeah.
So if I was adding a lot of French knots, say to a tree or something,
Yeah.
having done all the back stitch, I might pin it onto my frame to do this. So you've got your threads. Pick up like so. Whoops, sorry. Do that again.
Yeah.
Round again, round again. And I'm going in the next door hole,
Right.
only so that there's a bridge for the stitch to sit on. Sorry, everybody.
That's right.
All right?
Oh, hang on, where are you? Did you just make that's it?
Yeah,
You
there
just
we
make
go.
That's it. Perfect.
Sorry, I should be looking at the monitor. Right.
Yeah, you're
1,
doing it long enough now.
2, down the next door hole. And it's useful to hold on to the leading thread just a little bit so that you don't get a tangle. Now you see, they work every time.
Oh, yeah.
And French knots can be a bind. So what I would suggest is, if you construct the stitch in the same way each time, just like we were saying with the Algerian eye, so if you want tiny ones, use 1 strand. And if you want great big ones, use 6.
Oh, okay.
But not change the stitch.
Right.
So it stays
always
looking the
stitch
same.
then- Right.
And that way you get these useful little knots. So if you go back to that again, you can see that you could just sit and
Of course, yeah.
ever so quickly. All right?
Fantastic. Okay, so they are £9.99 Cross Stitch Guild Autumn Leaf Tile on both Ada and on linen. Right, I'm just going quickly, just realised the time. Let's do the pretty boxed pin cushion. This only comes in linen. Oh, now hang on, Elliot. Where's the There should be a.
What are you missing, love?
Am I missing?
No,
This
it's
is-
over there.
That's that one though, isn't it?
Yes.
That's that one. This one's on the picture. It's got one of the. Hang on. No, there you go. Is that just
the-
this
yeah,
in this
just
one?
the
I'm
box.
so confused. What's that
No.
doing on the picture there?
I don't know.
Yeah, code is GEYW60.
And it's a little pin cushion worked in one
Oh, it
piece.
says here, the chatelaine and the Watbow can be purchased separately. There you go. We've got that coming up in a minute. Brand new, brand new, brand new, £9.99. Now, beginner, intermediate, Who do
I
this
think
one?
a beginner could do this. I don't see any reason why not.
But there's
It's
sewing on this
it's
one
obviously
as well,
yes, but you make the thing, and then you cut it out and fold it up. It's not a question of too many pieces.
So it's one piece that you cross.
It's actually two.
Oh, two
So
pieces.
it's the top and some sides and
Yeah.
the bottom.
Right. So
And it's
you
very simple to
cross-stitch
put
all of
together, and you
those
cross stitch it all. Yes.
and then stitch it
It's
together.
not complicated. I mean, it's not. I don't see any reason why somebody couldn't do it.
It's gorgeous, though, isn't it?
And that's filled with rice.
Right. You don't get the rice,
You don't get the rice.
and it's not cooked rice.
And it's not cooked rice. It's rice as it comes out of an ordinary dry packet.
Yeah.
I like it because it fills them very well, and they act as a weight, and they stay put on your desk.
Yes. It's lovely,
They
isn't it?
feel
And then
nice.
that's a bit of cord that you've made just to hold it there.
Yes.
9.10. Again, just on linen, that one. Just on the linen. And to go with,
Yes.
we have got the mini chatelaine and scissor watt bow, which matches perfectly. You can get the scissors in this one. I was about to say you don't get the scissors, but you do. Right. Yeah.
Yes. And so it's a little case to keep your scissors,
Look.
and a little weight to sit
A
on
little
the
weight.
end.
But the scissors are in there. Look.
Makes a smashing present.
Bit
and
of
those,
felt.
they're little tiny chatelaine scissors, but they're very, very sharp. They're not toys.
Yeah. We had some embroidery scissors in the last hour. They were $12.99. Yeah. I'm saying nothing. Lee. There you go. Look, so
Makes
it's the
a nice
mini
thing,
chatelaine
doesn't it?
and scissor what? What?
Makes a very nice thing.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Now, you've not got rice in that one.
No. No, I just put
wadding
polyester wadding in
or
one. Yes.
stuffing.
But I do sometimes do them with rice, but that was just some wadding that I had that I stuffed it with.
Beautiful, isn't it? Two of those together, though. How beautiful. £13.99 for this one, obviously. You get the scissors in there, all the thread, you get the linen, you get your needle, your wrap needle there, and you get felt as well. $13.99. Beautiful. Right, let me just recap on... Oh, no, I'm not going to recap the stitch book because that's going to sell out. Well, it might have already gone. There are only 2 left last time we looked. Actually, do you know what I'll do? I'll let you all check out because there's loads and loads and loads. You've got everything in your basket. And when Jane comes back in an hour's time...
Yes, we can do a
we
review,
can recap
can't we?
anything that's still available in
super.
an hour's time. We've got more goodies coming for you, more loveliness coming for you in the next hour, in Jane's next hour. But I'm going to go now, but don't go anywhere because in the next hour here, Rebecca Reid's in. I don't know if she's going to change her jumper, but it has chocolate all down it when she arrived this morning. She's doing Bird of the Month. Bird of the Month, and it is the Goldfinch. We're doing a lovely book cover. Now, if you're thinking, oh, Bird of the Month, I've missed out on all of them. You haven't. Goldcrest. What did I say? Oh, did I say Goldfinch? Sorry, Goldcrest. If you've missed out on any of them in the past, don't worry. I've got every single one available in the next hour. That's why I'm going for a break now, so that we've got a full hour to go through all of that when we come back from here in 4 minutes from now. In need of a crafting fix? There are so many ways you can watch Sewing Street and Yarn Lane. Sewing Street is live from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. every day on Freeview 72 and Sky 670. Alternatively, if you want to watch us on a tablet or on the move, you can tune in on our YouTube channel, the Sewing Street app, or the websites at www.sewingstreet.com and www.yarnlane.com. You can watch past shows on Sky 670 from 1 p.m. every day, as well as our YouTube channel, the app, and our website. Yarn Lane is on from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Visit our programme guide to find out when and what's on. So you never have to spend a minute without us.
Keep up to date with what's on Sewing Street and Yarn Lane, as well as all the latest news and special offers by signing up to our email newsletters. For Sewing Street, head on over to www.sewingstreet.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, type in your email address, click the envelope, and you're done. It's exactly the same for Yarn Lane. Head on over to www.yarnlane.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, type in your email address, click the envelope, and that's it. You are now subscribed to both Sewing Street's and Yarn Lane's email newsletters, so you'll never miss out on the latest news and special offers ever again.
Hello, I'm Adele Rowland. You may have seen me on shows already. My passion is in dressmaking. I've been sewing now for about 4 years, completely self-taught. I've actually learnt a lot from the mistakes that I've made. In my normal day job, I'm actually a secondary school science teacher, and one of the things that dressmaking has brought is the conversation starter with my students about the dresses, the tops, everything that I've made. I have 2 young daughters and a wonderful husband as well. One secret or surprising fact about me is that I actually have a silver world medal for Irish dancing. My dressmaking top tip is always remember your notches. Don't skip that part with dressmaking because those notches are very important to line up all of your seams. I can't wait to bring more dressmaking projects to you and get more people sewing.
If you'd like to get in touch with us during our live show and send in any messages or any questions, then you can do it on studio@sewingstreet.com. Alternatively, you can message us on our official Facebook page. If you're a Sewing Street or Yarn Lane customer, no matter how many times you check out in one day, you will only pay 1 postage and packaging. So don't wait to add the item you want to your basket and check out. You will only pay 1 P&P even if you check out multiple times in one day.
We know that shopping online can be a confusing and sometimes daunting task, and sometimes all you want to do is talk to a human being. Well, our family-run customer service team are on call 24/7. They're full of friendly, warm-hearted individuals, all trained to make your shopping experience as easy and as enjoyable as possible. And not only will they take your order, they will also help and guide you on your shopping journey, so you never miss out.
Have you heard about all of the different ways you can shop with Sewing Street and Yarn Lane? You can either shop on our websites, sewingstreet.com and yarnlane.com. You can also order by phone by calling our friendly UK customer service team. For Sewing Street, call 0800 001 4433, and for Yarn Lane, call 0800 4700 600. And don't forget about the Sewing Street app. Here you can shop all of the Sewing Street products as well as watch the live shows from anywhere. You can download the app onto your smartphone or your tablet by simply searching Sewing Street in your app store. And one final thing, no matter how many times you check out on Sewing Street or Yarn Lane in one day, you will only pay 1 postage and packaging. Happy shopping! Missed the live show? Don't worry, we recorded it for you. Never miss out on your favourite presenters, guests and makes ever again. Head on over to our YouTube pages to watch back the day's live show and enjoy your favourite demos over and over again. We also have lots of great content exclusive to our YouTube pages, such as product demonstrations, troubleshooting videos, and so much more. Subscribe and turn on the bell notification so you never miss a show or video ever again.
Rebecca Reid's here. Now we're doing Bird of the Month. We normally do this on a Monday on Rebecca Reid's show, but she refused to work this Monday. No, you were in, weren't you, on Monday?
No, because I was away at the weekend.
She what?
I was away at the weekend in
She's
North
away at the
Wales.
weekend, but she's also away next Monday because I'm doing your show.
Yeah,
on
no,
Monday.
but that's by accident.
But there's no reason.
No.
She's available and everything, but I'm doing it. So on Monday, I've
Who
got went
knows?
to Orlando, haven't I?
You have, yes.
I've got Block of the Month.
Block of the Month.
Oh, yes.
Number 6.
Number 6. Anyway, that's Monday. That's Monday.
That's Monday.
Right. This month, it's the Goldcrest. Goldcrest, Paul. Right? And the pattern is this. Right, let me explain, right? So each month we have a different bird. What you can do is you can, eventually, you could create a lovely big quilt like the one behind Rebecca Reid.
Shall I
This is
stand
Rebecca
out
Reid,
the way?
everybody, by the way. Move out the way. There you go. You could do that, and that you're going to be doing that in about 3 months' time, aren't you?
Yes.
At
the end.
Because it's September.
At the end.
Right, and then each month we also have an Amber Makes pattern that goes with it. But, so if you want to make individual things and not make the big quilt, you can do. But each pattern, you can make each pattern with every single bird. So today I'm going to launch the Goldcrest and the book cover pattern. But I'm also going to show you all the ones we've had before and all the patterns we've had before. So if you've missed out on it. So I'll do all of this before Rebecca Reid starts her sewing. So let's start with the bundle of this month. So this one is, you get the instructions and you get the panel. Now look, the panel, these are lovely colours on this one. The panel are these 2.5 inch squares, 2.5 inch strips, right? Plus the Goldcrest. Oh, isn't he cute? He, she, it. Goldcrest, 12 by 12 inches. Beautiful, beautiful drawing. Very, very popular on pre-order. Now, $18.99. Now, is that... This doesn't mention what you mentioned to me earlier there.
What? Oh,
So anyway, so you get the instructions.
yeah.
And you get the panel for $18.99.
Yes, so that is £1 off.
It's £1 off.
Because
They're
it's
just not written in
$9.99 for the
instructions.
panel and $9.99 for the instructions.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. So you're getting £1 off. If you buy them both together,
Yes.
you're getting £1 off. Right? Loads of people coming in. Now, they are available on their own as well. If you want them to be on their own as well, they are available. But if you buy them this way, you get £1 off. You get £1 off. Gorgeous. So to make this book cover, which is what we're going to do today, but we're not using the Goldcrest. We're using one of the other birds just to show that you can use any of the panels to make any of the patterns.
And to confuse you
But
further.
somebody messaged in earlier about this. They're going to make this for their child because they love the pocket on the inside.
It's like the ultimate book cover.
Oh, is it the ultimate book
Well,
cover?
it isn't, because you know what it's like when you're going, well, you could make a nice bag with this or a nice cushion one. We've got lovely fabrics. And I always say you could cover a notebook.
Yeah.
I thought I've never given them instructions for covering
Well, there
that.
you go then.
So it's got pockets and handles.
Pockets and handles. There it is. So today's brand new deal is the book cover instructions from Amber Makes and the panel for £18.99. Would you like the panel on its own though? If you're collecting them, we're to do the quilt at the end, or you want to make a cushion out of it or anything like that. Panel on its own. What's the matter? Yeah. We've only got 5 left.
100. That's not enough.
No. You sure that's all you had, Paul? Okay. There's only 5 left.
You don't need ears. You can hear him.
Yeah, you can hear him at home, can't you? There's only 5 left. There's only 5 left of the panel on its own. Now, please, there's more than 30 of you got it in your baskets. We will get more printed. So if you miss out today, don't be thinking, oh, that's it. I'm never tuning in to watch that John Scott and Rebecca Reid ever again. We will get more printed. We'll get more printed. Right, okay. Would you like the pattern on its own? Oh, hang on. How many of the bundle have I got left, though? No, do the bundle back. I need to do this. Put the bundle graphic in. Put the bundle graphic back in because I need to know how many of those there are. How many of those have I got left? So right, okay, the panel on its own, I've only got 5, but I've got plenty of the kit. I've got plenty of the kit. So don't worry, you're not going to miss out. Just buy the kit with the £1 off. Right, now let's do the instructions on their own. For the book cover. What's that? $9.99. Amber Makes book cover instructions. Now, these are designed, they're designed by Amy, the fabulous Amy, and then they're written up by Rebecca Reid. Isn't that right?
Yes, sort of. Yeah.
She's the talent behind
Yeah.
it.
I just come on air. It's got nothing else to do on a Wednesday.
Oh, have you not?
No, not really.
Were you all right with petrol coming up this morning?
I got it on Monday in the services.
Oh, okay.
On the way back from
Well,
North
I think the services are all right, aren't
They're
they?
fine. And this morning there was a big petrol tanker in the services.
Which service station was that?
Farm Shop Services, my favourite one on the
Gloucester.
M5. Love it.
Oh, it's lovely.
It's my
that.
favourite. I
know
go there.
people that go there for a day out.
Oh, I go there even if I don't need to, just because
Yeah.
I'm passing.
Yeah, it's lovely. I said to her this morning, how long did your journey take coming in the morning? She said 2 hours. And I was like, you live much further away than I thought you did. She went, well, no, it would be much, much shorter if I didn't stop for coffee and shopping on the way.
Yeah, in the Farm Shop Services.
In the Farm Shop Services. Right, okay, so these are the instructions of the book cover. Now I'm going to do all the instructions. Now, should I do instructions first or panels first?
Oh,
Panels first.
Panel, that takes
Panels
ages.
first. Right, so I'm going to start. I don't know which order these are in.
That's not
No, this is July Magpie. That's the first one. July Magpie, panel on its own. Again, you get the pattern and you get the 2.5 inch pattern. You get the panel, a picture, and you get the 2.5 inch strips. £9.99. £9.99. Lovely, isn't it? Now, you see, they've done more than 12 because some people didn't like the magpie and some people didn't like the pigeon. So they drew more pictures. So there's going to be more than 12 eventually, aren't there?
14.
14.
No
there'll be
more
eventually.
replacements, that's it.
That's it. There's no more. Well, you know, I do the cat of the month. There's no replacements at all on cat of the month.
Oh, they're not. That's
Like
it.
it or lump it.
Like it or lump it.
I know.
We had a lot of pigeon chat though. A lot.
Oh,
of
there was. I remember at the
disgruntled.
launch. I remember.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So that's July Magpie. Now I've got. It's a surprise to all of us. This
It's a
isn't it?
surprise. Who knows what it is?
Oh, talk of the devil.
Oh, pigeon.
February pigeon.
There were a lot of pigeon lovers though.
There
it
were,
was
but-
split.
But there were also loads of people messaging going, what kind it was. You know what I mean? Like, is it a?
And my husband shoots pigeons from the bedroom. That was my favourite one.
Oh no, does he? Oh, not your husband.
No, somebody
Someone
messaged
messaged
in.
Oh dear. Oh
they-
no. £9.99. This one's quite limited today, but we will have more printed. At £9.99. I'm going to race through these now because Rebecca's got a lot of sewing to do. Next one is. Can we guess from the colour what it is, Rebecca?
I think that's January wren. That's what I'm going. Oh no, J.
No, August J.
The wren has got some brown in as well.
Okay.
August J.
That's lovely, isn't it? This is August J. This is one of Elliot's favourite birds. I told you it's the weirdest day
Has
today.
he
It's because
got-
we had a full moon the other night, isn't
Has
it?
he got a favourite bird?
He's got a favourite bird.
I don't think I have.
That's not the answer he's supposed to give, but there you go.
I don't think I have. Have you got a favourite bird?
No.
I don't know.
I like minor birds because they
Yeah.
talk. Right, here we go. Oh, I'll just do this first of all. This is May the Great Tit. Now, somebody, remember we did the Polly Wolly Doodah doll a few before
Yes,
on my holidays?
yes.
Somebody messaged in and they've got a grey parrot that watches me and says all my catchphrases.
No.
And then when I'm not on, he shouts out all my catchphrases all morning because I'm not on the telly.
Fantastic.
I know, I must find out who it was. It was
Yeah.
literally just before I went
We
to
could just
holiday.
have the parrot in here, couldn't we?
I would save them a lot of money,
It'd
wouldn't
save you
it?
a lot of your voice. You could just get.
Well,
him
no,
to
I wouldn't
shout.
come in. I'd just stay at home watching. This is May, you great tit. Beautiful. You see, is that a great tit? That looks like... Oh, anyway. I don't know.
I hope it is.
Ornithology was never my strong point. Now, this one here is...
That's January.
This is January. Wren.
Yay.
There we go. Oh, it's cute, isn't it? Jenny Wren.
That was really. I bet that was the most popular. They
Do you
loved
think
that
Wren
one.
was the most popular?
I think so.
Be interesting to know how it goes.
Haven't
wouldn't it?
analysed the numbers, but I remember that everyone loved the wren.
Ah, I think it's because that's lovely, that beautiful colours as well. They're very calming, those colours, aren't they? You make big. Oh, did I do this with you? I recognise that cushion with those
Yeah,
triangles.
you might have done. I'm sure. Yeah, I haven't done them all on my own.
Anyway, that's
think
that
we
one.
might have
Did we
done,
launch it in
actually.
January?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
End of. We did it. We did it at the end of each month.
This
Oh,
one
now
is.
that is the extra one.
Oh, this is an extra one, is it? This one
That
is
is-
extra wagtail
That replaced the magpie. That was the magpie.
replacement. If you don't want the
Yeah.
magpie, this was the replacement. No month. Extra
Sure.
wagtail. Do you want the number? No, it's not. Okay. Apparently it's July. Oh, it was Magpie July then?
Yeah,
Oh, so this is the alternative July one.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Gorgeous. That's lovely. Again, the colours on that
I know, I
one, isn't
like
it?
that one.
Then I've got a bluey aquamarine tealy one.
Is that owl? Owl.
Extra barn owl.
That replaced February
Yeah.
pigeon.
Extra barn owl. So that was instead of the pigeon.
Yes.
So that'd be February then. Yep, February. There you go. The barn owl.
We only did it after the show, though, because we only realised then.
But yeah, well, I did
The
try and
pigeon
warn you at the launch, didn't I?
controversy.
Then we've got a lemony one. Oh, she's lost on
That's
this one.
this one.
Oh, that's this one. That's
yeah.
this one. Don't know why that was there. Sold out, that one. Right, okay, this one next is March Bullfinch. Lots of finches.
There's lots of finches.
They're very common in the gardens, aren't they, the finches? £9.99 bird of the month for March, the bullfinch. So you get the 12 by... Oh, no, this is only 10.5 by 10.5.
They are all 10.5 by 10.5. The problem is, flower of the month was 12, and some of the panels have got that written on, but they're not.
Oh, so they're all 10.5
yes,
by 10.5.
They were supposed to go back and change them all.
Oh, right.
I think they got confused, but they are...
That one said 12.
I know, but it's not.
Okay.
They are all 10.5
Just
by...
when you're here, isn't it?
So that when they're made, they're
Yeah.
10 inches square.
Yes. Well, I was about to say if they wouldn't
No,
all
they
fit
are
together,
all
would they?
exactly the same size, so ignore... If
Purple.
You get... Purple was the starling.
Starling for June. Oh, this is my birthday month, this one.
I like that one.
See, this one says 12 by 12.
It's
They're
not.
10.5 by 10.5.
Yeah, just ignore that. They
Ignore
are.
that.
And they are all the same size. And I
They're
know
all
because
the same
I have
size.
cut them all out, so...
You've done what?
I have cut them all out, so I know that they are. It's just that
I've cut them all.
cut them all out.
I love that. Look at the colours going
I
on
know,
in there.
I
That's
love that
beautiful.
one.
And then last panel.
We haven't done blue tit, so it must be blue tit.
This one must be blue tit then. There you go. April, blue tit.
Yeah, I like that one.
Paul's birthday, this one. £9.99. Gorgeous. Love the colours. Love the blossom. That one's in Japan.
Blue tit's very common in Japan.
Right. So they're all the panels. Now, you can use any of those panels for any of these projects. So I'm now going to do all of the projects, right? So I'm starting with lunch bag.
Do you want to see them?
Yeah, you have to model them.
Okay. J lunch bag.
HB A483. There's all the instructions. Obviously, well, you don't need the panel for. You can use the instructions.
Yeah,
for
you don't
all-day
have to
fabrics
use
if
the
you want
panel
to, if you
because
just love.
Because
the
it does
bag.
tell you in the instructions what size to cut it. So if you just want to use another piece of fabric, that's fine. You don't have
Perfect.
to.
Or if you already used your birds of the month,
Yes.
and you want somebody goes, oh, I love your lunchbox or your lunch bag. Make
Yeah, I
another
have
one.
written it so that it is, the measurements are all in there. You don't have to have a bird. if you
Okay,
don't want a bird.
£9.99 for the lunch bag instructions. Then I've got the market tote ending 470.
That's, and
Now
the
I
apron.
think I did this one with. It wasn't Dawn Taylor. It was Debbie Harry.
Yeah, but that would have been cats.
Yeah, WNA 470.
I know that.
Oh, sorry, no, the two stuck together. Two stuck together.
There's the
sorry.
market toe, and I'm wearing the
TYA
apron.
421.
You get free apron instructions in that one as well.
Do you?
Yes.
Only because when I made, was it Debbie Harry I made it with, and she forgot to put the pinwheels on the back. That must have been your sample, and then she made it. I can't remember now.
No, but they've used them for Cat of the Month.
Oh, Cat of the Month, of course, Cat of the Month.
So that's
Market tote,
Market
£9.99.
And that comes with the apron, what I'm wearing, that has a bird on it.
Where's that then?
It's in there.
Is it?
Yeah. No,
No.
I'm wrong. It goes with the garden kneeler. It's because it's both denim.
Yes.
It goes to the garden
Doesn't
kneeler.
take much to confuse
Oh,
it, does
so
it?
that's the market tote.
Okay,
With the
cosmetic
pocket.
bag, please, ending 403. This has got the bullfinch on it.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, everything's falling off the shelves now.
Lunch bag's gone.
Oh, okay, we've heard from the management. We might have more panels coming in. On their own, on their own.
Bullfinch
Oh.
bag. And that has a little curved thing. That has the template with it, those instructions.
Beautiful.
Templates are important.
So remember, you can make any of these out of any of the Bird of the Month panels. Right? Then we've got patchwork star cushion. This was the Wren. I'm sure I was on with you. when
Yeah,
you
we
did this.
definitely did
Yeah.
this one. I think we launched it.
Yeah. £9.99.
And then they made me do it on my own after that.
Yeah, because I'm rubbish.
They just thought, oh, we'll make her do it on her own.
They just don't like us being on air together.
No.
That's what it is.
It's because we mumble.
Mumble. Oh, no. Now, did you know that ladies are more attractive if they enunciate and men are more attractive if they mumble? So we did a whole show together. And she...
Oh, yes. Let's talk really nicely.
And we thought it was very funny, but the management didn't.
No, we thought it was funny.
Yeah. Right, messenger bag, please.
I'm still doing it.
This is pigeon.
Right.
Oh, now you might not be able to get that off the hanger.
So I did it in owl as well.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. So
this is the instructions to prove that you can use any of
yes, any of
the
them.
bird of the month to make any of the projects.
So it's in owl and it's in pigeon.
Do you need extra fabric? Or
yes, with some of them you do. You'll need a bit of extra
Lining,
fabric, but
like
that's all in the
yeah.
instructions.
All in the instructions, okay.
Not
fine.
much, but
No,
the
because I
panel.
saw the stripy fabric there.
Yeah, so some of them, like you'd need the
but
lining.
you're lining, yeah, exactly. Perfect.
I've tried to not put too much in.
Then we've got the Dresden plate cushion.
That's this one. That's the blue tip.
There you go. So again, you can use any of the panels to make any of these projects. Now you see, I did that one in Cat of the Month.
Yes,
Yes.
he's getting very confusing.
Gets very confusing. Oh, this one's got more pages in it, this one.
Well, it has the templates.
Yeah.
Because you need the template for
Got the
Dresden.
templates and a big full-size picture. Is that your garden?
No, that's Amy's garden, actually.
Oh, so she not only designs them, she also takes the photographs.
Yes.
Nice.
You should see my photographs.
Okay, I
They're
don't want to,
rubbish.
thank you. And then, oh no, not last, gardening set.
Oh, yeah, that's why I was getting confused because of the denim. So this
Yes.
is your garden kneeler with the waterproof back.
But you can only make one of them.
Yes, but I just couldn't decide whether to do a garden kneeler or an apron.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yes. Is that what that is? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's got waterproof on the back.
Oh.
So that's the garden kneeler.
Right.
And then
And it's
you
also got
also
the
get
ability to jump.
yeah, you also get the apron as well, which is like that.
Thank you.
Because I couldn't decide. So it has instructions for both.
Is that Amy's dog?
That's Amy's mum's dog. It's lovely, isn't it?
It's not a real dog, is
It
it?
is.
It's a stuffed dog, that
No,
one.
it's a real dog.
No. Doesn't that look like a teddy bear?
No, it's real. Charlie, his name is.
Oh, what's it called?
Charlie.
Oh. Right, anyway, that's the gardening set. Last but not least, peg bag.
This is my favourite one.
This is the favourite.
And I've got two of them.
So you did it with bullfinch and you did it with
Blue tit.
blue tit.
So it has a hole.
Obviously, put your pegs,
Put your pegs in, and then you've got a little bird looking out.
Oh,
and it
the
looks like
house.
a birdhouse.
Oh, it could be interesting when we do the cat of the month on that one.
Yeah.
Won't it? You
I'll
got a
put
cat
the cat
peering
amongst
out
the
of a
pigeons.
birdhouse. Oh, no, you've eaten the pigeon. $9.99 for the instructions for the peg bag.
That'll scare all the birds in the garden if you had a cat hung on your line, wouldn't it?
Especially with a little recorder in it, go meow,
Meow.
meow.
Or more like psst.
$9.99. Right, yeah, I don't know why she's put a snake in her peg bag, but there you go. Right, shall we make
It's
the book
cats,
cover
yes,
then, please? We've
cats.
taken up most of your time.
That's fine.
The whole kit, you get £1 off if you buy with the instructions with the panel. We haven't got the panel on its own at the moment, but we're working on it for you. Oh, okay, could be tomorrow. Right, okay, so where do we start? What do we do?
So you start by cutting out, obviously, and I have used the stripes, the strips, but I'm doing mine by the owl. That's why it doesn't look the same as you.
Oh, okay then. So this is to prove that you can make
Yes.
anything. So this is this month. This is what this month's will look like. Hang on, just get it. There you go. So if you use this month's panel, yours will look like this. You don't get your Amber Makes book in there. Right, but it's got handles, it's got a pocket on the back, it's got a little pocket in there, and it's got a little pocket in there for your pens, right? And it's got handles, right? That's what it will be like if you make it out of this month. However, if you make it out of the owl, then
It will
this
look
is
like
what
this.
it'll look like.
So all you need to start, the only thing you need is you need an A5 book, just an A5 hardback book, and then that will fit in it.
Right, that's a very expensive one. Is it a red and black one?
It is actually, isn't
I
it?
used to buy those all the time.
It has a
red and
nice
black one.
cover, nice hard cover,
Yeah.
but it will fit.
Yeah.
So when you get all the strips on your panel that are 2.5 inches by 43 inches, with sometimes I've cut them up and used them, but with these I've kept them joined together and then cut them.
Right.
So
you just use it as fabric.
So yes, just use it as fabric. Now it does say in instructions about cutting the pieces and which way the stripes need to run, and that's important.
Right.
Some of them will run vertically and some will run horizontally. So
Okay.
just make sure you do that. So the first thing that you do is I decided to put a slip pocket on the back, because then you know when you get all those pieces of paper you put inside your notebook that always fall out.
Yes.
This is what that's for. So There is a little bit of lining fabric in this. I can't remember.
When
how
you say
much.
lining fabric, you don't mean acetate lining fabric.
No,
you
no,
mean
no, just
cotton.
a cotton lining
Yeah.
fabric. I can't remember what it says in the instructions because I haven't got them. About 1/2 metre, something like that. It's not a lot
You carry on and I'll tell you.
of lining
Where will it
fabric.
be?
At the beginning, ingredients.
Cotton fabric, 10 by 30 inches for the lining.
There you go. So
Wadding, press fastener, small button, optional, and a basic sewing kit.
Yes, so not much. Yeah. So you first of all you make the pocket by you put the lining and the piece you've cut right sides together, sew it together, and then top stitch. And I've done that in advance.
Okay.
Now when you cut this is the book cover back. When you cut that, and it says this in the instructions, make sure you cut it so that the stripes are the same. And then it matches.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
I was going to say it could be controversial and do it the other.
Well, you
completely the other
could,
way
but if
round
you want
wanted
it to sort of.
Oh no! So there you go. So this is what it looks like on the back of this one.
Now
We've just gone for 3 colours on the Goldcrest one.
If you decide you want to put the bird label on, I put mine there.
Yeah.
Put it on before you sew the pocket on, but you don't have to put the bird label on.
Could you show this first, please, Elliot? There you go. There's the pocket with the matches.
So
and
you
there's
don't
the
have to.
Goldcrest.
You don't have to put that on. I won't put it on mine.
Got a message. Morning, Rebecca and John. Oh, Rebecca. The peg bag is brilliant. I have made it with the owl and the great tit. Excellent
Oh,
quality
thank you.
fabric from Heather in Derbyshire. Thank you, Heather. You see, we can say as much as we like. People at home
Yeah.
have got it. It's your work. You know what I mean? It's like,
I know.
thank you.
You see, if they message in and go, "I've made the peg bag and it actually didn't work," we'd know, wouldn't we?
Yeah, exactly. Well, they
Thank-
tell us, wouldn't they?
Yes,
Yeah.
they would.
Okay.
So once you've made the pocket, pin it in all the way round like so. And if you have made it match up, make sure it matches up. So you just pin it on the sides and the bottom.
Yeah.
And then we're going to tack it into place, which you can do by hand or you can do it by machine. And all that means is do it within the seam allowance. And this is just because it makes construction easier if something is sewn on in advance.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to tack it all the way round. But by doing it within the seam allowance, it means you don't have to take the stitches out.
Uh-huh.
Now, with this, if you don't want to put the pocket on, you don't have to. All of the pockets you can just leave out.
Yeah.
It's just that I wanted to make a notebook cover that I would want. And I would want a pocket on mine.
Claire said, I think the Robin will be most popular. When will it be out?
Well, we're having a discussion about that at the
Oh,
moment.
is that what your meeting's for today?
Well, I am going to ask them because the Robin is December and we always do them at the end of the month. So we should be doing it at the end of December. But I was
You
thinking,
won't be in between Christmas and New Year.
I was last year.
Oh, were you?
I
Sorry.
did the 28th last year.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm thinking that the Robin would be really good for Christmas makes.
Yeah.
And that'd be too late.
So do it
So I might
October
swap
or
them
November.
over.
Yeah.
We're going to talking about that one at the
Talk
moment.
about that, Claire. Thank you for bringing it up. Not a sore point or anything.
No, but I just thought it would work out. So anyway, so there's your pocket now on the back.
Okay.
So you put that to one side. Now I've made the pencil pocket in advance just because it's really simple. It's 2 pieces of fabric, right sides together, turn it right sides out, top stitch across the top and leave a gap in the bottom.
Right.
And then take one of the book cover flaps, doesn't matter which one. I decided I wanted my pencils on the inside cover.
Right.
So it doesn't really matter. It just depends how you want it to lay. And then it says in the instructions the measurements that you need to measure from the bottom and from the sides.
Right.
I've marked mine in advance.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just pin it on and you sew it on.
Okay.
Like so. Make sure you top stitch the top before you do that, otherwise you'll have a pocket
It'll be
that's
a
enough.
closed pocket.
If you don't like top stitching, you don't have to. I think it adds a nice... Now, this isn't tacking, this is going to stay. So I'm using a thread that's a slightly different colour because I like my top stitching to show up a bit.
Or was it that was what was on the machine when you came into the
Well,
studio?
no, it's actually because it's the same
Oh.
colour, luckily. No, it wasn't threaded up, I couldn't to thread it. So I put in a different colour
Okay.
because I forgot to thread it up. In fact, none of the machines had any thread in them.
Did they not?
No, not the ones that would be underneath here anyway.
Have you done any sewing while I've been away?
No, we said, well, John's on holiday. We're not doing any sewing. So with this one, you can see that I cut the pocket stripes horizontally. But you don't
Like I
have
said, the
to.
back one should be.
Yes, you could do it anyway.
Having said that, I do like the fact that it matches on the back. I think that's quite sleek.
I like that. So now this is a pencil pocket. So if you want to put a dividing line in, which I've done on that one, I think I put 2 dividing lines in.
Yeah, you did.
Do that now. And the best way to do that is to draw on top of it with a friction heat erasable marker pen. I found out while you were away, do you know they do them in white?
Do they? We
Yeah,
haven't done them
we
in
haven't got
white.
them, I know.
No.
I had someone on there and we were talking about Shashko. And she said she uses a white one.
How funny.
Need to get
Not
one,
funny
do.
at all. I went to my brother's house to go on holiday and he's got on his kitchen table.
What does he
And I
use
said,
this
what have you
for?
got this friction pen for? And he's like, what are you talking about? And I said, Julie, is it yours? And she went, what are you talking about? I said, there's a friction pen on your kitchen table. I had no idea what it was for or anything. It was just a pen in their kitchen. Or where it's come from.
Oh.
They went, you must have brought it. And I went, no, I didn't bring it. I've just arrived.
Well, how annoying would that be? Because if you didn't know it was hot, it was friction pen.
Yeah. Or they
Just
could rub it
disappear.
out with the thing on the end.
'Cause
Anyway, carry on.
So
Are you not going to put any pencil?
No,
I
I'm
think
not
that's
doing.
good for their little bar, little Kit Kat, 2-finger
Very
Kit
good
Kat.
for a 2-finger Kit Kat. But if you want to put dividing lines, do
Do it
that
now.
at this stage.
Yeah.
Right. Then the next pocket on the next flap is a one with a little press stud.
Okay, is that the one with the flap?
The flap, that's called the flap pocket. There's the slip pocket, the pencil pocket, and the flap pocket.
Yeah.
So what I've said to do with this, and I brought this in with me, is this is just a spare piece of fabric. Yours won't look like that. I've just got a bit of white on the edge of mine.
Right.
Is to curve off the top corners first. So when you do that,
Right.
get a lid or a glass or something that's not too big and draw round it. Now, it depends how particular you are about these things being right. You're looking really confused.
What's that top from?
It's the top of a little glass jar that's got little wooden pegs in.
Okay.
It was the right size. I didn't want to bring glass with me.
No.
And I had a bigger one, but it needed to be right. So I'm quite particular because about measurements.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to just draw around it because that I might not have got it exactly right. So what I do is I see where the edge of it touches.
Right.
And then I measure that measurement. Depends how particular you are about these things. And that's 2.5 centimetres.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll measure can you see? This is called very particular curve measuring, but you never know. And then 2.5 centimetres that way, and I put a little mark. Then I can put my lid on, or glass, or whatever I'm doing. And then if you match up the edges with those 2 marks, you know it'll be right. And then you just draw around it.
Yeah.
Now, you cut round that, and you can...
Before you cut it, you fold it in half.
Well, no, so I was going to say you could, but I wouldn't, because by folding it in half, you might lose a little accuracy. You know, and if you want nice, this is a little pocket, but if you were doing this for something else, you know, when you often see where it says cut curves, if it was something bigger, like the edges of a cushion, you want it to be spot on, then I would measure both of them. Well, as I said, it depends how particular you are. I'm quite...
Yeah, that's very particular.
I am quite particular about measurements because when you put that curved thing on, that glass or whatever, you know, you might not get it exactly in the right place.
Yeah.
So also sometimes I often do this, particularly if I'm piping a cushion.
Excuse me.
Who's brought me a cup of tea? Be fair, I did make him a cup of tea earlier.
Yeah, but you're live on air for 1 hour. You could do without a cup of tea for 1 hour.
Oh, it's my nice mug. Look, do you want to see my lovely mug? Look at that.
We have to look at your ugly, a lovely mug every day.
It's Bath.
Oh, very nice.
Emma Bridgewater
Elliot, go
Bath.
back in. He's struggling. No, I'm all right, thank you.
Isn't
I
it
thought when you said you want a
beautiful?
coffee, I was going to say, I will have a soy vanilla latte if you're ordering one on
It's,
Deliveroo. I
Bath.
realised we were just making it. It's lovely.
It's lovely, isn't
Did
it?
you bring it with you?
Wendy Rhodes gave me that for my birthday.
Ah, lovely Wendy. She liked one of my, or several of my pictures from holiday.
So
Yeah, so you got your 2 curves.
2 curves and then cut
you
along them.
cut it out.
So what I was saying, that's why I got confused. If you are like piping a cushion and it's best to cut the corners into curves because it's easier, then it's got to be right. You don't want to be off a bit. So for
and
the
then
sake,
someone sits on your cushion,
but for the sake of
a millimetre.
30 seconds, you see now I've got
Are you actually cutting on the line? then?
on the line, I've got beautiful curves, and I know that they're the same.
Yeah.
So for a little slip pocket, maybe it doesn't matter, but you know, you don't have to do
whatever
that.
makes you happy, Rebecca.
But
Reid.
things like that bother me. So that's what you do first. Then you make your slip pocket, which I've done in advance. So you put that, and it's lined in the same fabric, right sides together,
Yeah.
sew it together all the way round, top stitch across the top, and then you fold the bottom flap up. It tells you
Right.
how much, like that.
Yeah.
And then fold the top flap over it.
How have you sewn your buttons? Are your poppers on?
Well, I give it a really good press to start with, so that you know where all the folds are. Then you can sew them on.
Okay. Did
But-
you use buttonhole stitch?
No, I sew poppers on with by hand.
Yeah, with buttonhole stitch.
No, just with like straight stitches.
Oh, okay.
I've never
You
thought
couldn't be
about
allowed
that.
to work in the theatre then, darling.
What, you do buttonhole stitches?
Stitch all the way around the outside.
No.
Makes them stronger.
Yes.
And if it's in the wrong place to unpick it, you just cut all the little nodules of the buttonhole stitch off and it all comes off.
But then you can't have many stitches because you can only go into
You
the
have
holes.
4
Oh,
around
4
each
big.
section. No, 4 in each section. I'll show you later.
Yeah.
Actually,
Because you've got to get in the holes, haven't you?
Yeah.
Oh. With that one, I did it over stitches.
Okay.
So that it didn't come through to the front.
Yeah.
Put that one on first, fold
Yeah.
that over to see where it is, and then put that on. And then with that one, I then sewed a button on top as well because I thought that decorated
Okay.
it nicely. That one hasn't got a button on.
No.
But yours has,
Yes. Okay.
because I thought it looked nicer.
Pretty.
So when you've done that and you've made your thingy, then take your outside cover flap and put this on top.
How do you know where to put it?
It says in the instructions,
Okay, perfect.
3.5 inches up from the bottom and position centrally across.
Perfect.
So when you've done that, mark where the measurements are and pin it on, because this is going to construct your pocket now. Once you've pinned it on and you know it's in the right place, then you can open it up.
Yeah.
And you're going to sew from the top of this top stitch line down the bottom, across there and back up to there,
Yeah.
and no further, or
Right.
your flap will be attached.
Okay, perfect.
So I'll just do that now. And it's quite thick, so take it slow. You've got like 4 or 5 layers going on
Yeah.
here.
What machine have you got there?
I've got the Elna Experience 560.
Oh, 516. They'll
So-
go through the 550, 560, 570 are brilliant for things like this.
Yeah, as long as you take it slow, it's fine. I like this machine. I tend to use this one a lot because it's easy, really easy to use.
Well, yeah, they all are. I had them on my show yesterday and they're all fantastic. And they're all back in stock. 550, 560, 570.
But I quite like this one. So there's a lot of layers going on here.
Yeah.
But if you break your needle, swap it and put a jeans one in. But if you, or a Sharps. Because the problem with these universals, they've got a bit of a ball point, haven't they?
Yeah.
Which I never realised for years. Cut your ends off, and there we go. So now we've got a slip pocket on one flap.
Perfect. You've got a pencil pocket on the
another
other flap.
and a
And your back pocket
slip-
on the back.
slip pocket.
On the
I like
back.
to give them different names.
Okay.
So when you've done that, we're going to make some handles. I used the bottom strip because the bottom strip on all of the panels is slightly florally.
Okay.
You don't have to, but that's the one I used.
Mm-hmm.
It's just two strips, right sides together, turn it right sides out and top stitch it down, which I've done before because it's a little bit boring to watch.
Yeah.
Make them. Now you've got all your bits.
So you're ready to construct.
So
now.
we are ready for construction. So take the front. Now it says in the instructions to position this centrally. So if you're not using a bird, just use some fabric.
Yeah.
But if you are using a bird, put it in the middle.
Right.
So we put the front and the back right sides together, and we're going to sew it together down the left-hand side of the bird because this is the spine.
Right. Oh, yes. It's important to do that, isn't it? Because
Yes. Because otherwise,
you won't.
your bird will be on the back of your book.
Yeah. And what a waste that would be.
What a shame. But you can put whatever you like on the back of your book. But this is where you can start, doing what embellishing.
What size seam allowance are you using?
1/4 inch.
Quarter inch on everything.
Yes. I'm a metric imperial sewer. Depends what the mood takes me. If I'm doing anything that involves patchwork, which a lot of these birds have done, then obviously I go imperial.
Yeah.
But if I'm doing making things, then I go metric. But I've kept with imperial for the bird of the month.
Okay.
Otherwise, anyone who's collected the instructions will just get confused. So we'll give it a little press. Put my special lid there. I'll be annoyed if I lose
Oh yeah,
that
don't
lid.
forget to take it home. Then.
I know, because I've got these little mini pegs in there, and it'll be quite annoying, wouldn't it?
What are they? Mini pegs that you hang your Christmas cards up?
Yeah,
with?
those sort of things, and they're all in a little jar. Ooh, wonder where that came from.
Remember, we're using the owl. We're using the owl here, but this month is the Goldcrest.
So give that a good press open, because this seam needs to lie nice and flat.
Mm-hmm.
And because you've got the pocket as well. And then when you've pressed it open, because it never presses open properly, does it? Especially if you're using little iron. Press it from this side as well to make sure it's really properly open.
Yeah.
Right, the next thing we're going to do is put the handles on. Now, you don't need to put handles on, but I quite like the idea of handles.
Right, no, I like handles on it as well.
But you don't have to. So if you don't
Oh,
want...
no, so if you're doing it for a boy, he might not want handles.
Well, he
won't
just might not want them, but...
I'd quite like those.
A lot of people in America, I'm just making sure I get the measurements right, they have Bible covers, and they always have handles, for some reason.
Only in America?
Well, everything I saw when I was looking at pictures of handles and stuff, they were all these American ones. They seem to be big into handles. So you measure... Because I bought my own tape measure this time.
Yeah,
I don't like that tape measure.
It's wrong.
It doesn't start in the right place,
No,
does it?
I did that big thing about things are wrong, and then realised it was the tape measure that was wrong.
It is. I can't start at the beginning of mine because I've managed to iron it, so it's a bit skewy. So I have to start in a bit.
Oh, you could use this one. Anyway, go on.
No, I always have to start at 10 because
Okay.
I ironed the end. So you measure 2.5 inches from the top.
Yeah, not 12.5 inches.
No, and you measure 2.5 inches from the bottom, and that's where your handle's going to go. So make sure it's right sides down, and the top of the handle, I think that's right, let me just check. Yes. So make sure the end of the handle extends beyond the end of the book cover by about 1/4 inch. That just gives it a bit of strength, because it's only a 1/4 inch seam. If you pull it really hard, it will just go straight through. So I think that's right. Yeah, no, it is. I couldn't remember. It does say in the instructions. And then bring it round and make sure that you put it right sides together
Yeah.
at
Yeah,
the
don't
other
twist
end.
it.
So once you've pinned it at both ends, with it 1/4 inch extended, have another little check to make sure it's right. And then, because it will start to move a bit,
Yeah.
just put another pin in here while you sew it on. It stops you getting a wonky handle. If you want to be very particular, which I would,
you do?
which I would normally, I would then measure 2.5 inches from here as well, and put another little mark. And then I would do that, and then you know it's exactly
Straight,
right.
yeah.
So, you know, for something like this, it doesn't matter. But when you're putting bag handles on, then that does matter. So, again, tack this into place, because you're going to do a bit of sandwiching in a minute.
Okay.
I'm going to go all the way down because I can't bother to start and stop.
Yeah, it's only tacking, isn't it?
Yeah. Right, then take your book cover front, your flap front, sorry, and we're going to go pencil.
Yeah.
Put that on top. Make sure you've got the bottom. Don't do it upside down. Make sure you've got the bottom at the bottom.
Yeah.
Because that'd be annoying otherwise.
Mm-hmm. Your pencil will all fall out.
Yeah, and then you'll have to decide whether to take the pocket off or the flap off.
Oh.
I'd go with the flap.
Yeah. Every time.
You know I'm saying that because I've done that, don't you?
Oh, is it?
Well, I'm saying them up the wrong way around. Not concentrating. So match up your raw edges. See, this is really easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
the thing is, it's easy but really effective. The whole finished thing is so effective.
so if you want to buy a notebook for somebody, but you cover it like that and then you embroider their name on it, that's a fab gift, isn't it? People go, oh.
Means they can't give it away if they don't like it either.
No, always put someone's name on and they can't give it away.
Yeah.
I've got loads of these at home. Everything
you?
I have has a covered notebook.
We used to have to cover our notebooks in wallpaper when I was at school.
Oh yeah, do you remember that wallpaper that had all the bumps in it?
Glitter or wood chip.
And we used to cover them in that because that's all that my mum and dad had at home, and it's rubbish.
It was in the 60s, wasn't it?
Well, it just doesn't. No, it was not. I was not covering books in the 60s. But it doesn't cover very well because it doesn't.
No, it doesn't fold, and then it tears. And then people draw around the little nobbles.
But wasn't like that the best thing? Your first homework was come back and cover your books. So exciting.
Oh, I used to hate it.
Oh, and then do you remember the sticky back plastic that got all over the place?
No, I didn't like it because I don't like wrapping presents. So I really wouldn't want to wrap books.
But I used to, if you've got to go into a meeting, you look really cool with a
What,
covered
when you're a
notebook.
schoolboy?
No, this is now like, you know.
Oh, yeah.
You go in with your covered notebook.
Oh, yes.
I've done a lot where I've joined lots of salvages together and then made a notebook cover, and that looks lovely.
Oh, okay. I've always said if you ever go to an important meeting, even if you're not going to write anything down, you always have to arrive with a pen and a notepad because people go, oh.
I interviewed somebody once for when I was on Simply Sewing magazine. She was going to be the new technical editor.
Oh no, here we go. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, she came into the interview with a notebook.
Yeah.
And took notes during her interview. I was really impressed.
Yeah.
Thought if ever I go
you might
for a
say,
job,
promise her something and then go back on it. Renee got it.
Well, and no, but then she came to second interview because you had to have two.
Yeah.
And you had to do a little test.
Yeah.
So she had to write some instructions. And she said, oh, well, in the first interview, you know, when you said so-and-so, well, and then she'd done like a little presentation.
Oh.
I thought, God,
did you give her the job?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, she was really
Having
good.
said that, I haven't done my Simply Sewing page, which is due in any day now.
You'll be in trouble.
Oh, no, it'll hit the deadline, but I've just got
Charlie's back soon, isn't she?
Yeah.
Isn't she back November?
Well, she had a baby at Christmas.
Yes.
This is the Simply Sewing editor of Simply Sewing we're talking about now. She's been on maternity leave for a year.
Margot. Margot.
Yes.
But it does look really good, and I will remember that should I ever go for another interview.
Yeah.
Take a notebook in. You could just write anything, couldn't you? But
You've got a meeting today. You can take your notepad into your meeting. Here you go.
Yeah, I'll take that with a handle.
Yeah.
So there's the front now, and there you've got the handle.
Right.
So bear with, because I'm going to have to do the same to the back.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just talk amongst yourselves.
Well, if we missed it the first time, we can see it again now, can't we?
So measure your 2.5 inches.
Yeah.
And then if at this stage you do the other 2.5 inch mark, this is why I love a friction pen, because you can mark everything.
Yeah.
Do test it first, which I try to remember. Right side's down, extending 1/4 inch. And then you've got to remember whether you did it on the inside. I did it on the inside of the mark.
Yeah.
Well, because you could pin it on the outside, and then your handles would be different lengths, won't they? And then bend it round. And just before you sew it, always double check. These are my hints and tips of things that I've done wrong myself.
Mm-hmm. It's the only way to learn, though, isn't it, by doing it wrong?
Have you ever done it wrong and then unpicked it all and then done it wrong again?
Yeah.
In exactly the same way? That's when you have to
Especially
go.
when you're tired.
Oh, I know. That's cool.
Quick message. Rebecca and John, my two favourite experts and presenters together. A great programme. Very informative in a casual, friendly manner from Elaine. Elaine, thank you so much.
I'm glad you think it's informative. Just making it up.
It's what?
I'm just making it up, really.
Yeah, she doesn't know what she's talking about. She's never done sewing before.
No idea. At least I threaded the sewing machine up this time.
Did you come on last time without any thread in your sewing machine?
I think last time I was with you, I forgot to thread it up as well, and we had to have quite a bit of. You had to do quite a bit of chat while I sorted my machine out. So again, remember to get it the right way up.
This is why we arrive on time in the morning. You see, for prep. She was very late this morning.
Well, 7:20. Yeah. I know. I don't know what was. I was sorting out my podcast. Took me a while.
Oh, did you do a podcast?
No, I'm listening to.
Oh. Because that's impressive.
I was listening to Table Manners with Robbie Williams. It was ever so good.
Table Manners with Robbie Williams?
Yeah, do you know Table Manners?
No.
It's with Jessie Ware, the singer.
Jessie Ware
She's a singer, pop singer.
You mean Jessie J?
No, Jessie Ware.
Oh.
And her mum, and they interview very famous people, and they cook for them, and they cook this meal, and then they ask them about what their favourite food is, and whether they have table manners, and what would be their last meal.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Is it the same every week then?
Yeah, it's a
Just with a
podcast.
different person?
Yeah, there's loads of episodes, so you can go way back. I was listening to Robbie Williams this morning.
Okay.
Oh, it was really nice.
Oh.
But it's really good because it's done in that format. The Ed Sheeran one is really good.
Oh, yeah.
And Ed Miliband is hilarious because he gets to the point where I think he's had too much to drink. And as the podcast goes on, this has got nothing to do with this.
Lethal.
He starts slurring a bit.
First rule of podcast, don't be having a drink.
Well, I know, but they cook for them, so they come to the kitchen, they sit around the kitchen table.
Yeah, but if you know it's going to be listened to by millions of people.
I know. And there's Tom Jones, he was very good. Anyway, I can highly recommend it.
Okay, what's it called?
Table Manners.
Oh, Table Manners.
Oh, you'd love it.
I will do, I'll look
would
at
really
it.
enjoy that. Well, you know, it's a bit boring in the car, isn't it? I'd listen to the shipping forecast and farming today. And
Lovely. Well, you've come up a lot further than me, you see.
So press this one open. I'm not doing very well here because I'm rushing it a bit. Doesn't really matter, does it, at this stage? But just if you do take a bit of time to steam press it open because it needs to lie flat.
Yeah.
A little bit more time than what I'm taking.
Yeah.
But you know, it's the theory. So there we go, we've now got handles. So it's quite easy to see that if you don't want handles, just don't put them in at that stage.
Yeah.
Right, then you take your lining fabric, which you have cut in advance.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
So this is the extra bit of fabric that you need?
Yes, that extra bit.
Yeah.
Make sure those are all folded inwards and put it right sides together.
They moved, there you go.
I know, look, it's all moved now. It is the same size. Look at that.
Oh, it
It's
was
a
when you cut it
miracle,
out.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Then take your wadding.
Any wadding?
Any old wadding will do. I've got a bit.
Like any dream will do.
Any wadding will do. It doesn't really matter. You don't have to have wadding, but it just gives it a little bit of
Could
bobbing.
you use H640?
That is H640.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Looks a bit scrambled for H640 from here.
Yes, it used to be nice and smooth.
Yeah, it's had a long journey.
Now, the
there,
piece that I tell you in the instructions is slightly bigger than this, but, you know, because it's nice to have a little gap all the way round. But I didn't have a piece that big at home, so...
Oh, so it should be longer as well as wide?
Yeah, it's only a little bit bigger because I hate trying to match up the edges of wadding with the edges. So put it on. What I always do is pin the corners. Now, your piece of wadding will be slightly bigger than this because it's really hard to match wadding. Pin all the corners together first, like so. Make sure it's all nice and flat. Then you can pin between and then pin another corner. Double check you've got it right sides together. Mm-hmm. And then pin it all the way round. So what I would do with this is, because if it's the same size, is pull it and then just move your fingers like that, hold it tight, and then pin it in the middle. Mm-hmm. Then you won't get to the stage where you get to the end and there's too much, and then do the same on that quarter.
Yeah.
And pin it in the middle. Need lots of pins.
Where's your turning hole?
The turning hole I left on one of the side ends, and I used it on the flap pocket because that's on the back.
Right.
And I decided if there was any bit that because you can always just about see a turning gap, can't you?
Well...
Only because it's not the same as a seam, is it? It's slightly, on my turning gaps, you can always just about see it. I know. I'll never make a tailor, will I?
No.
No, because you shouldn't be able to see. But you see, even if you slip stitch it closed, it's still different, isn't it? Or is there a special technique?
No, you just need to do neat sewing. No, because in tailoring, you don't have all your waddings and things like that. You have your canvases and things, but you don't have waddings.
Okay. So anyway, you do it on one of the short edges, and I left the turning gap in the outside flap, the back flap. Back flap, is that a word?
The what?
The back flap.
Yeah.
Okay. So your wadding will be slightly bigger than this, but
how many times are you
I
going to tell us
know,
that?
but I know, but I don't want him to watch this and go, well, in the instructions, mine looks bigger now.
Okay, just in case they've just flicked on then.
So if, like me, you always forget to leave your turning gap, just mark it. Can't remember how big it is, but it does say in the instructions. Okay. And now we're going to sew it together.
All the way around the edge?
All the way around the edge. Through the wadding as well.
Of course.
So I know the wadding is underneath.
Yeah.
And some machines don't like that. But I have mine goes through all right.
Yeah.
I guess it depends what you use. If you've got a very spongy wadding, I think it's still better to have it on the bottom.
Yeah.
Than on the...
It's only because some of the old waddings were very, very fluffy. And
yes.
if you sewed it at the bottom, it would get caught on your feet.
Yeah. Well, if you find that, you can sew it either way round. It doesn't matter.
But if that's H640, could you not have pressed it on?
Yes, I could have done. Yeah. Because I've said, it's up to you. What...
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't. Yeah.
You could have done, yes, but because I've said
use any sort of wadding.
then I've not pressed mine on.
Yeah.
But then you've got to sew it anyway, haven't you?
You what?
You've got to sew it anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, it's taking a bit of time now, isn't it? I'm impressed I've got to this stage. Normally when I do this, I never get this far.
Yeah. Which books, Paul? Oh, book 10. Yeah.
I mean, it's not that thick, to be honest. And if you haven't got any wadding, then don't worry. You don't have to have wadding. And if
Well, no, I think it looks quite nice because you've done a bit of quilting on yours, haven't
Yes,
you?
I did. So that's something I'll show you in a minute.
This has got very thin wadding in it, this one.
Yeah, it might have been. I tell you, it was just whatever I had at that point in time.
Whose is this book? Yeah.
Mine's my notebook. I tell you what is interesting in that book is that when I went, did I tell you I went to Houston to the International Quilt Fair? Ian and I went.
Did you?
Yeah. When we were at Sewn Court.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
We went to the International Quilt Fair at Houston.
Yeah.
And those are all the notes I made of all the stalls I saw and all the things that I thought we ought to buy.
Oh, yeah.
Quite interesting.
Yeah.
There's no gossip in there.
You've got all about Laura Ashley in here. You've got Angie Atwood in here.
Yeah.
Crystal Wilson Tate in here.
It's got what?
All these are what your notes are all about in here.
It is my Sewn Quarter one. It was the right size.
Lynette Anderson. You can't see what? The writing. Tula Pink.
Yeah, see, I met her.
Yeah, we've all met her.
Yeah, but at the show, that's
Oh,
me
here,
at the
I
show.
met her when she came on Sewn Quarter.
They're always reading my notebook. What if that had gossip in that? Could have had gossip in that, couldn't it?
There's no gossip in it.
No.
I'm on to Odecote now. It's not very interesting.
So when you've finished doing that, then you can trim your wadding. Because it always shifts, isn't
Yeah.
it? I find it easier to do that.
You've got 5 minutes, Rebecca Reid.
Right, well, I'll have enough time to turn it round, won't I? So just trim your wadding, clip the corners, and then I would then press all the seams over to one side because it's easier when you've pressed it, but I'm not going to do that now.
Yeah.
So what I mean by that is when you come to press it,
Watch the pins.
just take the seam
Oh, yeah.
and press that over. It's easier than when you do it round. So,
You've got a pin in it still.
have I?
Here, this end. Keep going up here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and a bit of there. So, turn it right sides out. So you could use a more interesting lining. I've just used a plain. But
Well, you don't
although
see it,
you
do you?
don't see it, to be honest. Not really.
You don't see it anywhere.
No, but you can sort of see it when you look inside
Oh, what?
a bit.
You're going to peer in there?
Yes. Turn it right sides out, poke out the corners. Then I'm not going to have time to show you this, but I'm going to show you.
I need you to finish that one because I've got a meeting after you. You see. So you can go into yours at what time's your meeting? 2 o'clock.
11:30.
Oh, 11:30.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you see, mine's at 2 o'clock. So if you could be ready, you could have that
Yeah,
one finished.
and
I'll
then-
just take yours in.
and
I'll
you
just take this one in.
Yeah, because you don't need to write notes in this
No.
meeting. You'll have to look.
I'm going to put chocolate in mine because I'll be bored in my meeting.
Yeah, you could actually, couldn't you? Boring meeting chocolate.
Yeah.
That's what Robbie Williams said this morning. He's had a whole bar of chocolate before.
Before he went for his dinner.
Yeah.
That was a bit silly.
I
If
know,
you know
that's-
you're going somewhere to eat.
Although he didn't have dinner because he had to do it by Zoom because that one was in lockdown.
Oh, okay then.
So make sure you do. It's really important that you poke the corners
Yeah,
out.
don't use your scissors for this.
Well, no, you shouldn't do. But with this, actually, it doesn't matter because you've got the wadding.
Yeah.
It's fine. It doesn't poke through. She says it'll go all the way through now. But make sure you poke them out nicely because
Nice and neat,
they're important.
You're going to top stitch around there as well.
Right, well, so what I do, let's move my pins out of the way. There's the whole book. So it needs a really nice press now because it's very important that the seams lie right on the edge. And the way to do that, if you've pressed it on the inside, it's better, is just roll it with your fingers so that they're right on the edge and then give it a good press. A bit of steam would help here.
Yeah, there's no water now.
I mean, even if you've got a wadding that sort of melts a bit, it won't be it's not too bad. No. And then give it a good press. So do that all over. Now, if you decide that you want to quilt it, because I'm not very good at less is more, I just kept going and going and going.
Yeah.
Do that at this stage because it's nice. It's all like a lovely sandwich. So when I did mine bird, I quilted all the way around the edge of the bird, and then I got a bit carried away, and then I changed my thread to green,
And then, you did
and I
the
sewed over
stalks,
all the stalks and the leaves.
And then you did yellow, and you changed into the yellow.
I know. I
flowers.
got. Do you know how like you get completely carried away?
No.
Have you got that one,
There you go.
Elliot?
Don't tell Elliot what to do, he'll get upset. So there's the quilting round the bird. There's the green on the stalks.
Oh, well, I
there's
did
yellow
all
on
the flowers as well. I did a bit
Yeah?
of sort of backwards and forwards.
Brilliant.
So I outline quilted, which is when you quilt like 1/8 of an inch away, but then I quilted through. But anyway, you don't have to, but it just gives it a nice texture.
And then you top stitch around the edge.
Then, no, not yet.
Oh.
What you do next...
She's not taking the hint, Paul.
What?
We've run out of time.
No, I've still got 3 minutes.
Yeah, anyway,
Well, I'm
carry
just
on.
going to tell you.
Oh, you must be a
I'm not gonna
nightmare
do
to
it.
produce, Eunice, on a Monday.
Yeah. I just go, sorry, I can't hear you. Top stitch down the short sides.
Yeah.
Then take your book, like so, put it in the middle,
Yeah.
and fold the flaps round. Now, the flaps will lie right on these seam lines,
Oh,
but
of
just be
course,
absolutely
yes.
sure that they do before you do this. Once you're sure that they do, because you can adjust it slightly. Then fold these together like this, fold the flaps under at the seam lines. Also, I would quilt down the centre seam.
Yeah.
And then all you do is top stitch all the way from one end to the other end. And
Which means you're catching
holds the
yeah.
flaps and looks nice.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
That's
indeed.
it.
Rightio. Thank you very much. Now, obviously, Rebecca Reid used the owl, but this month's one is the Goldcrest. The panel, the only way to get the panel at the moment is in the bundle. So you get the panel, but you save £1 if you do this. Buy the instructions and the panel, and you get it for $18.99. Jane Greenoff is here after the break with more Cross Stitch Guild. Some gorgeous pieces, and we'll recap on the last one as well. We will see you in 3 minutes from now. Stuck for ideas for the perfect gift? Why not get them a gift card? You can buy Sewing Street and Yarn Lane gift cards loaded up with anything from £10 to £500. Shop our gift cards online at www.sewingstreet.com or www.yarnlane.com, or purchase them via our UK call centre on 0800 001 44 33.
If you'd like to get in touch with us during our live show and send in any messages or any questions, then you can do it on studio@sewingstreet.com. Alternatively, you can message us on our official Facebook page.
Hello, I'm Dawn Taylor from Dawn's Tailor Made. You may remember me from the Great British Make Off competition. I sewed my tablet rest last year with the lovely John Scott. Sewing Street have invited me back again to do a few more demonstrations for you, but they've also asked me to answer some questions. So the first thing I sewed was a ladybird pincushion, and I made it at primary school. And my late Nanny Jo, she taught me how to knit, and I think I got my love of sewing from her. She used to sew on that sewing machine over there. Something you don't know about me is I sew standing up. My husband built me this sewing table. It's very similar to the one that you see on Sewing Street. My tip is more haste, less speed. My nan was always telling me to slow down and to enjoy what I was sewing, and I would make less mistakes. And we also have a YouTube channel and a few Facebook pages. I cannot wait to start my journey with Sewing Street, and I will see you there very soon.
Have you heard about all of the different ways you can shop with Sewing Street and Yarn Lane? You can either shop on our websites, sewingstreet.com and yarnlane.com. You can also order by phone by calling our friendly UK customer service team. For Sewing Street, call 0800 001 4433, and for Yarn Lane, call 0800 4700 600. And don't forget about the Sewing Street app. Here you can shop all of the Sewing Street products as well as watch the live shows from anywhere. You can download the app onto your smartphone or your tablet by simply searching Sewing Street in your app store. And one final thing, no matter how many times you check out on Sewing Street or Yarn Lane in one day, you will only pay one postage and packaging. Happy shopping! Missed the live show? Don't worry, we recorded it for you. Never miss out on your favourite presenters, guests and makes ever again. Head on over to our YouTube pages to watch back the day's live show and enjoy your favourite demos over and over again. We also have lots of great content exclusive to our YouTube pages, such as product demonstrations, troubleshooting videos, and so much more. Subscribe and turn on the bell notification so you never miss a show or video ever again. Missed the live show? Don't worry, we recorded it for you. Never miss out on your favourite presenters, guests and makes ever again. Head on over to our YouTube pages to watch back the day's live show and enjoy your favourite demos over and over again. We also have lots of great content exclusive to our YouTube pages, such as product demonstrations, troubleshooting videos, and so much more. Subscribe and turn on the bell notification so you never miss a show or video ever again.
Hello, I'm Dawn Taylor from Dawn's Tailor Made. You may remember me from the Great British Make-Off competition. I sewed my tablet rest last year with the lovely John Scott. Sewing Street have invited me back again to do a few more demonstrations for you, but they've also asked me to answer some questions. So the first thing I sewed was a ladybird pincushion, and I made it at primary school. And my late Nanny Jo, she taught me how to knit, and I think I got my love of sewing from her. She used to sew on that sewing machine over there. Something you don't know about me is I sew standing up. My husband built me this sewing table. It's very similar to the one that you see on Sewing Street. My tip is more haste, less speed. My nan was always telling me to slow down and to enjoy what I was sewing, and I would make less mistakes. And we also have a YouTube channel and a few Facebook pages. I cannot wait to start my journey with Sewing Street, and I will see you there very soon.
Now, before Jane Greenoff's back, but before we do a bit of cross stitch, I've just got to explain about the sewing machine. We had it earlier, the 450. Got £20 off, right? Bring the graphics in, and it's supposed to be on 4 split pay, and it wasn't earlier. Well, they fixed it now. Look, watch. I said it was £75, didn't I? 74.75. 4 split pays on this lovely machine. There's lots in baskets. Please check out if you want. If you've got any questions about it, please just message in and Paul will answer you. £74.75, 4 times. There's no interest charge whatsoever, and it will be dispatched from Elna the minute you pay your first instalment. You don't have to wait till all 4 instalments are paid. You don't have to use the instalments if you don't want to. You can just pay for it in one go if you'd like to. Just a nice way to spread the cost if you want to. Lovely. And also, this is an entry-level sewing machine. Not all of us have £299 to splash out in one go, especially as we know Christmas is in a couple of months' time. So, spread the cost, $74.75 over 4 different months. So, September, October, November. Oh, to be paid for in December. Be paid for by December. Is that right? We're still in September, aren't we?
We are.
September, October, November, December, be paid for. End of December, be paid for. Start the new year, new sewing machine. Right, I'll just put that down because Jane's here. We've got to do a bit of cross stitch now. We had a very, very busy hour in the first hour, so I've brought back the bits and bobs from there. But we've got new stuff. Got more new stuff for you to see before we start that. So before we recap and everything, the stitch book is sold out. Stitch book's gone. We've got the Hardanger book in. Jane's got the Hardanger book, so we'll go through that this hour. But I'm going to start off with Jane Greenoff's Counted Cross Stitch Collection. Little sampler pincushion. I love the colours in here. It comes on Ada and it comes on linen. You want to do linen first, which is NFYW26. There's only 14 left. 14 of these left. Little sampler pincushion on linen. Isn't it adorable? Now, it's not a square. It's a bit off a square. 3 by 3.5 inches. Isn't it cute? I think it's so, look at the colours. I love the colours in there. You're going to see it for real in a second. That one there is your linen. This one here is your Ada. I love the colour. I love that natural linen look colour. But they've done it in the Ada as well. But look at all the beautiful colours in there. Really, really rich. That's the Ada one there. So you get 14 count linen Ada, stranded cottons, wrap needle, cotton cut, chart and illustrated instructions. And that's what you make, look. Now, Jane's got it for real in front of her. It is just beautiful. Is that your house, Jane?
No.
That pink barn?
No, our barn is long and thin, you know.
Like
it's 40 feet long.
Oh, I've seen you're putting more pictures up on. I've noticed of your
seen?
garden, and then I saw a bit of your furniture.
Isn't the garden look pretty?
Beautiful, and your lovely greenhouse.
It's balmy.
What's your social? If people want to follow your social media, what's your social media? Not your private one. You kind of. Is it better to go to?
Okay, I don't know the answer to that, but if you go to janegreenoff.com,
yes,
and go to Jottings, that's where all the pictures.
Oh, okay.
Go
so
there.
Go to the website rather than the social
yes.
media.
Oh, because I've got Instagram, haven't I?
Yes, you have.
Oh Lord.
Don't worry. I'm sure
not
if
very
you put
good at
Jane
this.
Greenoff in, you'll find her.
Yeah, probably.
But what's your website called?
janegreenoff.com.
Right, okay, so that's different to Cross Stitch
Yes.
Guild. You can go to Cross Stitch Guild and see designs that Jane's done and all about the history of that and everything. You can even become a member of the Cross Stitch Guild, which you get newsletters, you get loads. Andrea works her little socks off like you used to.
Absolutely.
So that's fantastic. But also, there's janegreenoff.com, which is when you've travelled the world and found gorgeous treasures and things like that.
Yeah, finding stuff. I find stuff.
And you get a newsletter. You get to sign up, you get a newsletter and everything. And that's not just cross stitch though, is it?
No,
There's
no.
all sorts of
It's things, often things to do with stitching.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's a tenuous link. I mean, last time I was here, I went on to a shop in Broadway where she collects vintage things. I came out with 9 items.
Oh, okay. Are they going on janegreenoff.com or are they going into your house?
They've gone already.
Oh, they've gone onto your website and sold?
Yes.
The thing is, it's only now that you're being able to, because for the last 18 months you haven't been able to buy anything really, have you? So you want to feel it and touch it and to make sure it's perfect.
Of course.
Anyway, talk to me about this pink cushion because I love the colours on this.
Well, this sort of came as an accident.
Okay.
Because some of you will remember we did the sampler box on a previous programme, one of those exploding boxes. Mm-hmm. Well, it all started off that I had 2 of this design done.
Right.
Because I was going to use the same design elsewhere on the box, and then I didn't. And then I was at an antiques market in Cirencester on a Friday.
Yeah.
I always have a little scout round sniffing out embroidery, and there was a very pretty sampler pincushion for £418. Oof. Which I absolutely couldn't slide past management without reference.
I think he might notice.
Anyway, so I thought, right, okay, I'm going to design a sampler pincushion. So that's what it is. It's a little sampler pincushion. It's in cross stitch with a few additional stitches. Mm-hmm. The back is different. Again, I'll tell you about the string in a minute.
Yeah.
There's a little alphabet on there. And this is where we hang them up at shows on a fitting, and it's about to be hung up at Ali Pali.
Yeah. Does that say 2012 on the back of that one?
Yes. That's when it was stitched.
Oh, but you can put every date what you want.
Of course, you do your own thing. Yeah. And you've got alphabets so you can personalise it. This one's stuffed with polyester wadding, and it shows you in the instructions how to make the little twisted cord around the edge.
Perfect. And everything you need for both sides, for the cording, everything is all in there.
Yes, it's all in there. The interesting thing about the fabrics this time is this is washed unbleached linen, 28 count from Zygarde. We have used their linen Ada.
Yes.
So if we can get a bit of a close-up of the fabrics there.
There you go, Elliot.
Now this is to confuse everybody completely, all right? Because linen is made from flax.
Yeah.
And it's something that apparently can absorb 40% of its weight before it feels damp.
Oh, okay.
So as ladies of a certain age, find linen most useful.
Oh, I see.
For obvious reasons.
When you're
glowing. Yes. So, but they've made Ada out of linen, which is the first time. So that's linen
actually made
Ada,
out of
flax.
Wow.
So it's a gorgeous colour.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it looks ever so
Yeah, because
pretty.
there are some Aidas you can get.
They
which
can be
look-
snowy white, can't they?
well, snowy white, or they just look, I don't want to say
Flat.
plastic, but they look
Yes,
polyester-y.
yes, there are nasties
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
And you've got to use, I mean, the Ada we're talking about is pure cotton normally, and we never use white.
Right.
We use antique white or ivory because I don't think my colours work on white.
No.
But anyway,
they would, because they're also, and as my nan would say, antwacky.
Antwacky.
You know what I mean? They're vintage-esque, aren't they?
When I look at when I look at my thread cupboard, I have one. We obviously buy our threads in industrial size bobbins, and I have one of each the same as Andrea, but she has 5s and 10s of each. And when I look at it, I could put any of those colours together, and nothing's going to argue.
No.
And I think I've got. I'll actually have a look and see how many I carry.
Do you have white thread?
I do have white thread.
But I don't seem to have seen much white thread on many of
It's
your...
probably on. Last time we were on air, we did Christmas.
Yes.
And the robin had white for the snow.
Okay, of course.
That's
so it's
probably the only
but
time.
on these,
No, this
you
is
very seldom see anything.
you see on
as-
here we've got these little star stitches.
Hang on,
Now-
I'm going into that one.
Yeah, can you
Oh,
just
yeah,
see?
yeah, there you go.
No, that's cream.
Yes. Yeah, because white would be too stark.
It wouldn't work.
Right, I've got a quick question. It's a sampler, but it's tiny. Does
Yes.
that make it more difficult?
No.
Oh.
No, and actually, if you've never counted from a chart before, this would be lovely to do.
Oh, okay.
It's 2 pieces of fabric,
Uh-huh.
and it's over 2 fabric threads, just as I was showing you at the first hour. I can
Yeah.
show again in a minute if there's time. And there's a little bit of satin stitch on this, but it's very self-explanatory, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yes, very
isn't it, for
sweet. And of course, the
$10.99?
alphabet's lovely. So obviously you can personalise it.
Also, like you say, if you've never done it before, some crafts, your outlay at the beginning is phenomenally huge.
Yes.
You could start cross stitch
With that,
today
with
for
that.
$10.99.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And I mean, we all collect clutter that goes with our hobbies, don't we?
Yes.
And I can invent you tools that you didn't know you needed.
Yes.
But actually, you need a pair of sharp, pointy scissors.
Yeah.
And what's in the packet.
Perfect. Half the stock of both of those has gone, so just be careful, please, if you want either of those. You've got them in your basket. So that's your little sampler pin cushion. Thing is, in a way, they're too pretty to put pins in, aren't they?
Well, sometimes they are, aren't they? I think this is
that's a
lovely.
lovely size Christmas tree decoration, though.
Actually, it would go on a tree decoration. You could use it on a
traditional
tree.
tree.
Yep.
Lovely. So you've got linen and you've got Ada. Now, the interesting thing about this is the Ada is made from flax.
Yep.
So it's the same. It's linen, in effect, it's
Yes,
linen. But
yes,
you're
it's
still
just
counting
woven.
the holes, not the threads.
Yes.
Excuse me. Right, so for $10.99, you can get either of those. Then I'm going to move on to, we've got a counted linen autumn Watbow scissor keep.
Da-da.
Da-da. Now again, I can feel you get scissors in there. So you get your thread, you get your linen, you get your scissors, your stranded cotton, your wrap needle, your chart, your instructions, and your scissors for $14.99. As I said earlier, we had scissors in the first hour for $12.99, little embroidery scissors. So
It's interesting, isn't it? So this, when you stitch these, they're 3 squares lined up next to each other, and you stitch them, and it's just how you fold them together.
But that's all
I love
in
the
instructions,
shape.
isn't it?
Yes, oh yes.
And if
absolutely.
you got the stitch guide earlier, it's got how to make them in there as well, hasn't it?
Yes. But there are diagrams in your pack
Right.
to show you how to put this together, and it's very simple.
Brilliant. And also, what about the cord then?
Well,
Oh,
you
I've
make
seen
that
that
as
here.
well.
There's green,
Yes,
there's
yes,
green
yes.
thread in there to do that.
Yes, you make twisted cords, and I mean, I cheated now. I have one of those old hand drills.
Mm-hmm. I think you brought us in last time.
did.
I had to stand over here, didn't I? Well, I'm like doing
We
our
made
2
some.
minutes
So
apart.
if you've got a loop of thread with a knot in one end, I've got a hook on my wall because I sit there. The other day I had to be down the hole because I wanted this particular thing a certain length.
Oh,
and
no.
I was on my chair and I scooted backwards.
And that's good just when your barn's 40 foot long then, isn't it?
It well is.
Has it got one long corridor going down the whole length
Yes.
of it? Gorgeous.
I only know it's 40 feet because we had to buy 40 feet's worth
40.
of slates for the roof.
Ah.
Because it's 2 eaves, there's an eave. Well, it looks like that and that.
Yeah.
When you get up there, there's a 6-foot flat roof in the middle.
Oh, okay.
So when we bought it, we had 5 buckets.
What?
Buckets.
Okay.
Quite clearly buckets.
Yeah.
Because of the leaks. When it rained, even now, when we had the very heavy rain the other day, I remember going, bucket, no.
Don't need buckets.
No,
Oh. Okay, so this is counted linen. What's the pattern on it then? What's the pattern on there? Leaves. Acorn leaves.
Acorns.
Acorns, I can see that.
Yeah,
now.
little acorns, look. And I've added some optional knots here, which I'll show you.
Just pop
again.
it down on the table so
There
I
you
can
go.
do a close-up on it. Brilliant.
So
that
that's
is what?
I added some French or colonial knots here.
Oh, lovely.
For the acorn cup, see? And they're done in satin stitch, but they don't have to be.
No. But I also love, just stay where we are, look at the leaf, right? So the leaf, you've got the green outline, then you've got a lemon, you've got an orange, you've got a pink, you've got a green, you've got a lime, you've got... The detail is incredible.
Aren't the colours good, though?
People
It's because
go,
the threads are so good.
Yes,
I mean, the threads are just so
you
good.
think a leaf, oh, it's green. You wouldn't think in cross-stitch all those lovely tones
colours.
and everything. All
Well,
together,
it's funny, I took pictures of piles of leaves when Bill and I went to New England for a special anniversary. And so I was looking at those and thinking, no one's going to believe these. You couldn't paint them.
No.
So it did work, didn't it?
Gorgeous, brand new today, the Cross Stitch Guild Autumn Watpo Scissor Keep, complete with scissors for $14.99. Only comes in linen, that one. Only comes in the linen.
And if you want to investigate, there are 3 more in the series because there's 3 seasons.
Oh.
We've had one on, I think, before, so there must be a winter one, a spring and a summer.
Exactly.
In the same size. These are quite big. Again, you could fill this with dry rice if you wanted as a weight over the arm of the chair, so the scissors aren't always down the side.
That way you always end up.
Yes. Who's had my scissors?
Now this autumn needle roll
is not a first project. You've been eating
beautiful.
chocolate again, haven't you?
I've got what?
You've been eating chocolate again.
You know, Sis, I had a biscuit in the break. And do you know what? I didn't cough for 3 weeks that I was off. I walked in here yesterday.
And started coughing.
And it started coughing. I was like, I don't believe
It's
this.
the aircon, it must be.
I've got the aircon off at the moment, I think. But anyway, well, Paul, you weren't here yesterday. Tell me why this isn't a starter kit.
Okay,
then.
so I'm going to lay it out flat, that way up, I think. There we are. Now, it needs a bit of a press, really, because it's been folded.
Did Elliot not press it in the
No, this wasn't one to press, because it's a folded one. Now, if you look at this, when you get to see the real thing...
Okay, we're coming in now. No, there you go, brilliant.
Now, look, this has got lots of stitching on it.
Yeah.
It's not hard, but it's not something you would tackle as a first project.
Right.
So it started off as a little linen band, and then I did it as a class originally.
Yeah.
And the class was over 2 days, over a weekend. And the night, I'd obviously finished the band, and then I decided that evening to put the felt on the back and turn it into a needle. So the ladies came into a surprise on Sunday morning.
Oh.
So you've got cross stitch, you've got satin stitch running around here. Now this is a space dyed thread.
Yeah.
It's pure silk, that one. You can just see there. And then you've got some knots. This is tied hem stitch. I'm going to talk a little bit about the hem stitch in a second.
Please do.
And then there's some more patterns. There's queen stitch there, bullion knots. Another tied hem stitch. This one here, that's 4-sided stitch. Now that's, as I was saying earlier this morning, that's a pull stitch.
Right.
So it's usually worked in the colour of the fabric. So it's the holes you see, not the stitch, which you can see there. And you get this with the little button, you get the seed pearls, and you get a piece of hand-dyed felt and a very pretty scissor charm.
That's the most gorgeous little stalk scissor charm in there.
Yeah, they vary. There'll be a few different scissors.
Right.
But scissors.
Yes.
And then it's
so
just
yours
got
could be the little charm could be different.
Yes. And that's what it is. And it's always been popular. It's very sweet. But as I said, it's not a first project.
Right.
If you've counted on linen before from a chart, you could give it a jolly good stab.
Right.
How does that sound?
No. But it's best to be honest. We don't want somebody coming in, spending £17.99, then getting home and going, oh, I hate needle.
Really?
I can't do it. Do you know
No,
what I mean?
absolutely. I want you to finish things and come back for lots more, please.
Yes, exactly. So it's exquisite, but there is an awful lot in there.
It's deceptive, actually. Because it's tiny, you think that won't take me long.
Yeah.
And actually, that's just not the case.
No.
What I wanted to show you in a minute was one of the methods of removing these threads.
Should we do that now?
Shall I do that now?
Do that now.
Okay, well, I'm going to grab as I said before, as a rule, I don't work on a frame.
Yes.
I work in my hand. But this is easier for everybody upstairs to see what's going on. So if you can look at this section here.
Look, Jamestown. I love Jamestown. There's a couple of Christmas presents bought today from Louise in Staffordshire. Excuse me. Oh, goodness, what have you done?
Well, I've made a ladder on purpose.
Right.
So this is the linen, and what I did, I'm going to make one of these sets of holes.
Right.
So not for the four-sided stitch,
Right.
but for these areas here.
Right.
Okay.
And what's it called?
This is drawn thread work.
That is drawn thread work.
This is drawn thread work. So there are as many methods of doing this as there are ideas.
Right.
All right. So when the cross-stitch Bible was first published in 2000, Sue Hawkins was our technical director at the Guild, and she took on let's establish some sort of basic pattern and we'll do things the same way. Now, it's an ideal opportunity to show you this actually, because so on a band sampler, on something where the selvage is going to be like so,
Yeah.
I've started this end already. And what I did was I cut 2 threads in the middle of my band,
Right.
horizontal threads,
Uh-huh.
and I've unpicked them.
Right.
Right? Now, let me turn it over for a second. One of those whiskers is here.
Oh, hang on, just there you go.
Sorry,
yeah, perfect.
can you just see?
There you go.
One's on the back.
Yeah.
Ignore that. Now we'll turn over again. Okay, let me get it right.
Yeah.
There. Okay. If you look at this end, what I did was I unpicked the whiskers to here.
Yeah.
I removed one whisker, pulled it out, and then I did this. And I'm going to do it this end now, and everyone's going to have to keep up with me in the gallery
that's
as
fine.
best they can. Okay, so I've got this whisker left.
Yeah.
Imagine I've pulled one out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go. So now I'm going to wind my needle in, no, missed one. So I need to go under that one, over that one, sorry.
That's right.
I find it difficult on a frame, as you can see.
Yeah. Because normally you'd be able to manipulate it.
Exactly. So if you can imagine, no, missed one, over, oh, fiddle-dee-dee.
Yeah, live
Steady
telly.
with the language here. Yeah, here we go. So what I'm doing, if you can just see that, I'm putting the needle back where the threads were.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to put this whisker in the eye of the needle and pull.
Oh, okay.
So what's going to happen is that bit of the ladder is going to be filled in as here.
Right.
Can you see? You'd never know that was there.
Yeah.
So these whiskers just stay at the end here.
Right.
And you've got a ladder. So to make these, I'm going to have to withdraw 4 fabric threads,
Yeah.
pull out 2 and rethread 2. And then this will disappear completely.
Right.
You can't
yes,
see
yes,
it.
of course you won't see that at the end, no.
Now, the other way of doing it, just quickly to refer to the Mulberry sampler earlier.
Yeah.
Whoops, put it the right way up.
Would help.
To avoid all this needle winding business, if you look at this one,
Yeah.
what I did was do the Hardanger cluster blocks at the end of my ladder, and then I cut it and pull the hairs out.
Right.
So this is actually, in some ways, much simpler than all this reweaving,
Right.
if that makes any sense. And obviously, you know, do send us a message if I've talked gibberish and you don't know what I'm talking about, because it does happen. So that's how the reweaving is done on your fabric. It's one of those things that when you've done it, the effect is actually extremely pretty. Going back to this one, look.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
And that's where we've effectively created a ladder in the material and then decorated the threads that were left.
Yes.
So it's not hard, but it's
not hard. I think it's just that it's a bit daunting when you first look at it. You've got to cut, pull out, rethread, put it back in, and everything.
Once you've got the hang of it, it's actually very easy. Now, what I would say is, always work in pairs. So cut 2 in the middle.
Yeah.
Unpick 2, remove 1, and put 1 back. Because those threads in the fabric are already in the right place.
Yeah.
They've gone up and down with them, and the needle will go in and it will disappear. If you pull alternate ones and cut them, you're left. It's a bit like if you drop a stitch.
Yes.
It's quite difficult to make it look as nice.
Perfect. Thank you very much indeed. So the autumn needle roll, it's not a beginner kit. That's what we're saying. It's beautiful. It's exquisite, but please don't try it as your first attempt.
Yes.
Right. Let's talk about the Hardanger book now, because we just
touched on it.
Hardanger is different to what you've just seen.
Yes.
But it's just something we touched on in the last hour. The other book, The Stitch Directory, completely sold out very quickly. This is just an adorable book, this one.
Well, it was so sweet of you, because you knew about Hardanger from your friendships in the
Norway,
past. The thing that interested me so much about Hardanger embroidery was I thought it was an ancient thing. Didn't realise just how it's so much in the focus over in Norway now.
Totally. It's
family,
very important. It's
very
really
important and very costly.
Yeah.
So this is the showcase that was in our hotel in Ullensvang. And these are the costumes of the family.
Yes.
And so when they go to a wedding or a christening or a confirmation or a special event, they will wear their traditional costumes.
Yeah, Christmas Day as well.
Christmas Day, all that.
Or Christmas Eve, not Christmas Day.
And then the senior female of the family would wear this beautiful crown.
Now, I never saw one of those. None of my friends' mums had one of those.
Right, well, we have to complain.
A bit grand sitting in a flat in Oslo, wouldn't it, wearing one of those?
So what I've done, because some years ago, we've taken parties to Norway 3 times, to the Ullensvang and to the Norwegian Folk Museum, to look at the costume historically and to understand how the stitches are done. And I did a CD-ROM type book called Hardanger for the Horrified.
Right.
And I had people coming up to me and say, Hardanger's a lovely place. Why do you say it's horrified?
Oh.
And I was explaining that the idea, if you're not used to it, of cutting threads. So the cluster blocks. Now this is why I think this is a really good book. Obviously it was published by us. So this is what your stitch looks like as a diagram. And this is what it looks like in real life.
Right.
That's one cluster block. And then this is how you change direction. This is how you make the shape you're going to make.
And it's always that shape, is it?
But they're always vertical or horizontal.
Yeah.
They may be bigger or doubled up or whatever. Here I'm running my needle across the fabric to check that this one matches this one.
Yes.
Because what you're actually going to be doing when you come to cut is you're cutting the same thread at 2 ends.
Yeah.
So obviously they've got to line up. So the golden rule with Hardanger is you do no cutting until all the blocks are done.
And you know they're...
And you've matched.
Yes.
So that you know you've got a horizontal opposite a horizontal and a vertical opposite a vertical. And when you do your tidying your loose threads or finishing off, you're going to go under one of these tunnels.
Right.
Rather than along the side, because you might accidentally cut something.
Yeah.
And then here's how you cut the threads. This is what you're left with. That's what happens to it when you've done that. And then you've made that.
Right. And that's
the
your
idea
basic...
being that's your test piece and it's now your scissor keeper.
Right.
So the first thing you do is make a scissor keeper to put on your Hardanger scissors, and then all these other projects are included within the book.
Now, can you only do them on linen?
Yes and no.
Yes.
I went and asked this question in Norway. We went to a specialist government shop where they had the costumes and everything. And I asked them, and she said, we always use linen. Some older people use a fabric called Oslo,
Right.
which is called Hardanger fabric.
Right.
And it's 22 count, and it looks like Ada, actually, when you look at it to start with. And the threads pull out very easily. So it's manufactured for this.
Right, okay.
But for costume, it's always linen. It's going to last a long time. I mean, a young family would have an embroidery anglais costume for a little girl until she's old enough to understand the value of her lovely
and also,
outfit.
it's something like on your 16th birthday, you get grandma's apron or you get grandma's silver buckle or something like that.
Exactly.
And it
It's
goes
handed down.
From down. So the ones that everyone's wearing are
historical sometimes.
Yes, totally. And they're kept in incredible boxes.
Yes.
Because they only come out, like, they have special buckles for their shoes, special buckles for their dresses. And the men, it depends what region you come from as to what colour yours is allowed to be and what shape it's allowed to be and things like that. But they're literally like the family jewels.
Yes,
They're kept wrapped in tissue paper and everything.
I'm sure I'm right when I asked in this shop in Bergen, talking to the girlie there, the manageress, who was telling us all about it. First of all, the first thing that staggered me was there were no diagrams for the Hardanger, there's just photographs.
Oh.
So you work your Hardanger pinny, and I mean the panel might be so big and so long, and you work that from photographs, not charts, so a bit scary, but that's how it's done. It was quite interesting because I talked to them about the designs and the patterns. I said, of course, there is the thing called American Hardanger. And I said, what do you mean American Hardanger? I said, well, they develop lots of patterns so people can enjoy doing Hardanger. It has nothing to do with costume.
Right.
And she said, if you look at the aprons that some people produce, they have the beautiful cut edge round the bottom. You've only got to catch your shoe in it once, and it's in the bin.
Yeah.
Whereas that you just wouldn't do that in true Hardanger costume.
They have shops where you can buy these costumes from.
Oh, it's very costly.
And we are talking thousands upon thousands upon thousands
with the silver
of pounds
jewellery.
for the aprons and the breeches and the shirts and even the men have cross-stitch ties done for their region colours and patterns and things like that. Anyways, it's £9.99, the Little Hardanger book. It's a fabulous book. Just get it and have a read of it. It's absolutely beautiful. It's got projects in there as well. Right, Paul wants me to go on to the alphabet. Do you mean the sampler collection, Paul? Oh, okay. I've got two things up. I haven't got that. Yes. Sorry.
Oh, yes, of course. Sorry.
Completely forgot about this one.
Yeah, so did I.
Sorry, Paul.
Waking up
right,
now.
so we've got it on Ada first. So that's the Ada one first there. It's called Acorns and Alphabets. Brand spanking new. Completely forgot about this one. So busy carrying on with our gossip in there. £27.99. We've got the real thing in the studio, which I'll show you in a second. That's the picture of it there. So it's got the alphabet, it's got flower. Oh, well, we can have a look at the real thing in a second. So that's the Ada. We've also got it on linen. Now this is 2 inches by 23 inches. Like a bell pull, isn't it? Fabric, pre-sorted threads, tapestry needle, charts and illustrated instructions. There's your linen one. Now Jane's got the real one over there, the finished one over there.
Well, this is actually, I think, terribly exciting because this one's stitched on the Ada fabric.
Oh, okay.
And I know you don't see much of our things stitched on Ada. I'm a linen freak, all right. I know I am.
So you didn't stitch this one, though?
So I didn't stitch this one.
Okay.
I did design it, but I didn't stitch it. So if you look at this, now, if I can just tell you ever so briefly about band samplers.
Yeah, it's fine.
If we go back to the 1600s in Britain, women generally worked band samplers. So the fabric would have a selvage, it would be, say, 5 inches wide or maybe 8 inches wide. That's how wide the linen was. And they would experiment. So they would say, oh, I like this pattern here on this piece of furnishings.
Yeah.
I'll copy it onto my band. And then 3 weeks later, oh, I like this. And so they would just repeat things they liked to make this a work of reference.
Right.
They'd be rolled up and tied with a bow and put in drawers. If I could find one of those drawers, I could actually retire.
Yeah, you
Because
would want to, though.
there's a fabulous sampler shop, for want of a description, gallery, in Witney in Oxfordshire. And she's having an exhibition next year of 175 16th century band samplers. And they are exquisite.
Yeah.
And these are all done by young women who are storing information. Hardly any books, copying things they liked, learning a stitch and experimenting. They were never intended to be hung on a wall. They would be rolled up and put away.
Yeah.
Now they are incredibly collectible. I was in Witney the other day and there was a band sampler I wanted for £8,757.
And it will have just been done by a working girl,
Yes,
working
a girl.
mum, working lady,
A lady.
doing a reference.
And it was, well, I'm going to say, well, actually, probably so long.
Yeah.
It had been to be conserved. It was now just mounted, waiting to be framed. And it actually had a farmyard scene on it, about that deep.
Yeah, yeah.
And the donkey looked like a donkey. He had the dark mark down his bottom. And he was stitched by a young woman in 1600 and something. It does my head in.
Yeah,
It does
yeah,
my
yeah,
head in.
yeah, yeah.
So this is quite unusual that you've got a band sampler that's got a history and provenance and stuff, and yet it's on the Ada fabric.
Right.
So there are a few extra stitches.
Right.
There's 4-sided stitch. This stitch here is, let me check.
Elliot, can we get a little bit
Adapted.
closer? Yeah, we'll just come down a
Oh,
little
yes,
bit.
okay. I'm just
Brilliant,
checking.
thank you.
I haven't got my glasses now. I think that's adapted double cross stitch.
Right,
Couching,
right,
double cross stitch.
yeah.
Obviously, there's lots of cross stitch. That's a broken road stitch.
Yeah.
So there's lots of variety on here. Obviously, you've got a full alphabet if you want to personalise it.
Personalise, yeah.
And certainly don't feel that because I've done this, that's how you've got to do it.
Yeah.
The fabric's blank. You could change this and put a heart and someone's name.
Yeah. But you've got everything. Everything's in there, isn't it? For
Yes,
you to,
just
so
lovely.
you could and also, if you've got one of your other projects,
Yes.
you could take a heart or an acorn leaf or something from one of the others.
That's
couldn't you?
exactly that. You've got nice little vignettes all over it.
Yeah.
I really like it. I like the colours. I like the way it worked out. I like to prove that we can do things on Ada.
Yeah, yeah.
When you don't always realise you can. There's, as I said, quite a few stitches on there, which as a general rule is not what happens. Generally, Ada's used for the bigger cross stitches.
Yes.
Whereas this has really got meat on it.
But the Ada's the most popular so far in this one.
Yes, well, it's great fun to do this. It would make a big change, I think, from normal cross stitch. Gives you lots of different techniques to try.
It's beautiful, but don't make it and roll it up and put it in the drawer. At £27.99, you get it on Ada and you can get it on linen. It is exquisite. The finished size is 23 inches in length.
You can see.
Now, would you put it in a frame with glass on?
Well,
top of it?
you see, knowing me as I do,
Yes.
if it was mine at home, I would have done it on linen. I'd have put a folded hem round it and I would have rolled it up.
Put it in a drawer.
No, well, put it in my little display case of pretty things.
Rolled up.
Rolled up.
Where
And then I'd
nobody
get
could
it
see it.
out. Well,
And show it to people.
I'd get it out and show it off.
Oh, you see, if I had them like that, I'd want it framed on the wall.
Yeah, well, I haven't got any wall left. Come on, how many of you? Come on, let's hear from you
Yeah.
about where you're starting to put your cross stitch now.
Yes.
Having done up the stairs, across the sitting room wall, down the narrow wall by the front door, and so on. We're losing walls, aren't we? So if you can make it into something else, but certainly, yeah, frame it. It's one of those things you'd probably have to have a frame made.
Oh yes,
But
definitely.
you see, that's one of the, not the reason, but one of the contributing factors. This would have had to have a frame made. And, you know, Andrea's got hundreds of samples and things.
Oh, no, I think it's lovely like that for this.
Yes, but you could do this yourself.
Yeah.
You could do this perfectly well.
Just a dust collector. That's all.
And yes, it is a dust collector. Anyway, yes, I think it's, I was well chuffed with that, actually.
Perfect. Right, okay, that's brand new today. I just need to recap, because we've only got a few minutes left, the sampler collection that we launched the show with today, because this has been incredibly popular. I think it's onto your right over there,
I'm
Jane.
going to get it.
We've got it on Ada and we've got it on linen. Jane's got it on her side of the desk. Which one are we doing first, Paul? Ada first. I don't know why it makes no difference. It's exactly the same, apart from the fabric inside. That's the Ada fabric there. It's QEYW26. And if we have a look at the actual one that Jane's got while we're looking for the graphics, there it is. That's Jane got it there. $27.99. It's beautiful. The colours, everything about it is lovely.
And
And?
you can get the frame from Range, only I didn't say that.
Oh, okay then. Has it got glass in it? Or is
No.
it? No.
It did have,
Oh.
but it hasn't. Well, we don't put glass in anything. We don't put glass in anything because these are all going to be loaded in a van, and how many would make it?
Yeah, exactly.
It can't be done.
No.
And
I'm
the
thinking
weight,
about it in your house,
but
that
in
was
your
all.
house, yes.
What size frame do we need, Elliot says? Big.
Thanks for that, Elliot. If someone can hand me a tape measure, I'll tell you.
Oh, now Carol says she's only got 2 on the walls, but she's given over 20 away as gifts.
Oh, bless you.
It's
Well, you're a
lovely,
very
isn't
sweet
it?
person.
June says, sadly, my completed cross-stitch are rolled in a drawer.
Uh-huh.
June, I'll come rummaging through and have a good look at those then when I come to stay. June, imagine in 300 years' time they could be worth a fortune.
They could.
Yeah. We've got the linen one as well there. While we put the graphics in, let's just have a look at the actual finished thing because it's just beautiful. You look at the work that's gone into it. You've got your alphabet going across the top. Then that next bit going across like the
Yes.
kind of uppy-downy bit, the tessellated bit.
this one.
That sort of looks exotic.
It's actually taken from an old sampler.
Oh,
It's a very common, what's the word I'm wanting here? Motif,
Right.
I think you could safely say. And sometimes they're done, as I've done it there in cross stitch. Sometimes you see them where the outline is done, where I've done it in the blue, and inside is done in gold thread in something called braid stitch,
Right.
which is a bit of a brute.
Right.
So I didn't do it.
No.
But, you know, on old samplers, you wouldn't believe the sort of things that they would actually try out.
Now, Caroline says, just had a
Yes.
thought. I might be a bit crazy. I think you are. Could you eau de coat your work? Right, I don't know if you know what eau de coat is. It's this gloopy, you can take a cotton fabric and you gloop this stuff on and it makes it waterproof. No, don't do that, Caroline. Not a good idea.
I'm sure you could. I am not recommending it in any way.
No. Well, the thing is, you'd then have to use it as a placemat or something like that, wouldn't you, in the garden?
I spend a lot of time putting texture and stitches, and I'm not going to put gloop on it. Sorry.
Dries.
Good
dries
question,
clear.
though. Good answer.
Good question, though.
Yeah.
June says, oh, Mr. Scott, long time since anyone's rummaged in my drawers. Excuse me, June. We're not that kind of show. Thank you very much indeed. So that's your oak tree. That's your oak tree. Very, very popular. Brand new today and exclusive to So Street. You can't get that anywhere else, right? Then earlier we went on to the Jacobean bell pull.
Oops.
Got it in, again, got it in Ada and we've got it in linen.
Oh, tickly nose.
Watch that doesn't slip. You've got it there on your table.
Yep.
£22.99.
Here we are.
Now, obviously, in your kit is the fabric, the Ada or the linen to do the cross stitch. You don't get the little acorn. What's those things called?
Yeah, bell pull ends.
Bell pull ends. I was thinking about there's a name for the thing that you put on the end.
Filial. Filial.
That's it. Filial. They're
Filial.
available from the Cross Stitch Guild if you want to get those from there. But it's beautiful, isn't it? So that's the one on Ada. It also comes on linen. Yours is done on linen.
It
isn't
is.
Yeah. Let's have a good look at it then, because it's just look. It's
I'll
got
pop it down,
honeysuckle, honeysuckle, and all sorts on there, hasn't it? Carnation, butterflies,
A few little bugs.
a few little bugs.
And as I said, some extra stitches, which are very much optional. If you want to work it in pure cross stitch, that's absolutely fine. I've used quite a lot of bullion knots here on the butterfly's body to make him sort of bumpy. But
that's
you
what
can
you
experiment.
Want the texture, don't you?
It's nice to add.
Yes.
But it's not compulsory.
No. Beautiful, £22.99. Finished size, is 4.5 by 13.5 inches. Now, how you finish the edge of that by turning it in and and then hand whipping some.
Yes, I folded it over some pelmet violin.
Right.
But it could be just violin.
Yeah.
And then this is just slip stitched on the back to cover. Left a gusset for this to go. And these ends, they come on, I'm going to say 9-inch sticks, dowling rod, but you cut them with a bread knife to fit.
Yeah.
And we made a twisted cord out of the threads in the kit.
In the kit, so everything. But obviously, so there's enough of thread left. Twisted cord
to make the doings.
Perfect.
And then, as I said, I mean, you may have some bell pull ends in your stash because often people use brass ones because they've got quite a lot of weight to them. That makes them hang beautifully. These are fairly lightweight.
Yes.
But it still does hang nicely.
That's
doesn't it?
beautiful, isn't it? Again, that's in your house. Where would that be?
Oh,
when you pull for the maid.
That must be it. The belt pull.
Yes.
As if.
No.
Yeah.
No maid. No maid.
maid,
Righty-ho.
sadly.
Paul, what would you like to go to next? Anything in? Oh, the magnetic reel.
Ta-da.
This is a pin cushion or pin magnet, $10.99. Collectible. We have them in all sorts of. We've had them in all sorts of shapes. And this one here, lots of people multi-buying on this one.
This one's exclusive to Sewing Street too.
Oh,
which is
nice.
nice.
Say on the graphics, exclusive to Sewing Street. If we just put that-
Specially done.
Specially done for us. You can't really see it there because it's actually got the threads. First of all, it's got the lovely bob in detail. But if you
can you see there?
There you go. It's actually they're not threads. It's all resin and what's the word I'm looking for? Where you pour the resin into a mould.
Yes,
Moulding.
exactly a mould. And the magnets are actually tiny. They're the size of my little fingernail, and they're fearsome. I've got a little roll of them on my shelf.
Right.
I use a knife to part them.
Oh, crikey.
I actually go.
But they'd have to be strong for the thread to go through the resin.
Yes, quite extraordinary.
Beautiful, lovely as a Christmas present they are. £10.99. Please be careful because they will sell out if you're not careful. There it is. Watbow, which ends 89. Here you go, got it. Mini chatelaine and scissor Watbow.
Here we are.
Now this is only available on the linen. Oh, it's beautiful colours. Look at that. This one here is your mini chatelaine and scissor Watbow. You actually get the scissors in there as well for $13.99. Jane's got the finished thing on her desk.
I'm just putting him together. There he is.
Oh, it's a he. This one's a he.
Well, I think it's a he.
There you go.
And these scissors, I mean, they look like little child's toy scissors, and
Just
they're
move
very
to the right
sharp.
a tiny bit, Jane, for me.
Right, tiny bit.
Thank you. Perfect.
That's that.
So now everything in that kit for $13.99, including the scissors. So you got enough to make the Watbow, enough to make the chatelaine, enough to make the corded.
Yes, twisted
everything.
cord. Yep, that's right. And the felt as well.
Oh yes, felt,
it's
green felt.
nice.
Now, are they all going to get green felt?
They do. The felts vary.
Right.
But they're either. I'm going to say there's a moss green, which I think that is.
Yeah.
There's a slightly paler green, and there's a quite a dark green.
Right.
And there are some with a slightly rusty coloured, lovely colour.
Okay,
actually.
but don't be. It's going to be hand dyed, beautiful wool felt.
And it's going to be inside there. See, that's slightly different colour to that one.
Oh yes, yours more minty, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Princess says, I'm looking at the Whitney Antique Centre website. So many special and beautiful samplers on there.
wow.
Yeah, but look at the prices, Princess.
It is. It's just amazing. I bought 5 this week.
Is he not going bad at you?
Nope.
Does he know?
I mean, yes. Yes, in fact.
He does now.
He does now. We've actually, he's charted one of them this week, a small morning sampler in black. And he's done that on the computer. For those of you interested in those sort of things.
Acorn pin cushion, which matches those beautifully.
There it is.
$9.99. This is lovely. This is very simple, very good as a starter one, this one.
Yes. And this is the one with rice in, so it's a nice, it sits nice and firmly on your worktop.
So now that is it. The pin cushion. In this one, you only get the pin cushion at the bottom there. Mm-hmm. You work it in 2 sections. So there's the one that's got the top and the 4 sides on.
Yep.
And then the other section has just got the back
Yes.
bit on.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's very simple to make up, really
Okay.
is.
At £9.99. Very, very simple, that one. Oh, there's no prices on the website. Paul's just come in and thrown something on the floor. I'm not sure what's going on. £9.99. No. On the Whitney website, not our website.
Ah.
Autumn. Oh, back to the autumn needle roll. Back to the autumn needle roll. £17.99. This is not a starter kit. Beautiful, it may be, but I don't want challenging. Should we say it's challenging?
Yes.
Because I don't want to put you off. I don't want to put you off it because it's exquisite.
It's very nice
But
to do.
don't try and do it as your first project.
No, I think it'd be nice if you worked on a chart and from linen before, linen from a chart, rather than go for it. But it's, yes, I was pleased with it. The colours work really well.
Okay, £17.99. Now, one more thing, because we have to go, because I've got to say something about a panel and we've got to go for Yarn Lane. Let's just do very quickly the County Cross Stitch Autumn Leaf Sampler. I've got it again in linen and I've got it in Ada. Jane's got the finished thing there. Which one are you putting in first? Linen first, there you go, 61. Then, oh, I've got 61 on mine. No, you got the wrong, that's not the right thing. That's the, you need, yeah, PLYW61 is what you want. Yeah, that's the linen version. Oh, now, isn't that funny? Because on all the others, well, not all the others, most others, Ada's been outselling linen. And on this one, the linen's outselling the Ada. Brilliant first project, £9.99. There it is finished. There it is finished. Brand new, that is. Brand spanking new. And yet, in my head, I've seen it before. And then last but not least, we've got that one on Ada. For £9.99. Same thing. Finished item is exactly the same, just you're working, counting the holes rather than the threads. Jane, thank you so much.
That's
It's
all
been a
right, my dear.
delight. You've got a lot to pack up in this break. And do you know when you're back in?
29th of October.
29th of October. I think I'm on that day. I think it's the end of the month, isn't it? I think I'm on that day.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Right, now before we go, I've just got to recap this very quickly. It's back in stock. It's back. It's sold out during the hour, Rebecca Reid's hour. It's back in stock. Bird of the month, just the panel on its own. £9.99. Loads of them there. If you missed out before, make sure you go and get it now. Is it the same code that it was before? NJUU96. Just go in and get it. £9.99. That is Bird of the Month, September. Right, let's do tomorrow's menu. Go. So tomorrow I've got perfect fabrics. That's obviously cat fabrics. Then at 9 o'clock, we've got Victoria Carrington in doing the owl and the fox woodland cushions. But there's also the chance to get all her animals and make a quilt. It's beautiful. At 10 o'clock, we've got Sasco and embroidering. 11 o'clock, we've got Christmas sack with Victoria Carrington. Oh, excuse me, at 12 o'clock, we've got John Scott's doggy fabrics. I haven't designed them. I'm not quite sure why it's called John Scott's doggy fabrics. And we've got an overlocker. Right, okay, we're going over to Yarn Lane now. So if you're coming with us, stay where you are. If you're watching on YouTube, the website or Facebook, you do need to go and find the Yarn Lane versions. If you've bought something from me this morning on Sewing Street, your P&P is paid for. So come on over to Yarn Lane. And if you're not coming over to Yarn Lane, I'll see you back here at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. But on Yarn Lane, Catherine writes in, she's got these gorgeous, so we've got a quick picture, Elliot, before I go. Quick, gorgeous, they're like kind of scrummy, softy, squidgy. Look. They've got heads but flat bodies. They're brilliant. We've got that coming up straight after this break, but you need to go over to Yarn Lane. They won't appear on the Sewing Street website. They'll only be on the Yarn Lane website. I'll see you there in about 5 minutes from now.